10:30 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Well, hopefully they're not listening to this show off the rails. If you want to call the program, we'll go right to that right off the bat because I can remember that. If you want to call the program, the number is 1-800-525-4032, Refresh Telecom. 1-800-525-4032, even though Refresh Telecom has not given us any permission to say their name in the Off the Rails show, and they hold no responsibility for the content of said program. So maybe I shouldn't say their name.
Refresh Telecom.
I'm sure Dave wouldn't mind. I'm sure Dave wouldn't mind. My name's Alex, co-host. With me is Miss Little Intimidator. Some know her as my Wikipedia.
I don't care if you look like Santa Claus. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Exactly. Even if you look like freaking Santa Claus, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care. Saint Nick. Danielle Alexandria, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Could you talk for 60 seconds while I get this thing loaded?
No. No, I cannot talk for 60 seconds.
Better figure it out.
Okay, well, the other person in the room who Alex has now forgotten to introduce.
Here's the thing, though. Couldn't you come back with some witty banter, then I can go to Greg real quick? Because I only give you 60 seconds. So I get to Greg.
Do you know what banter means? It means between people. So if Greg is not talking because you haven't introduced him, there's no way to banter.
Hold on.
Who am I going to banter with? Here. How are you doing, Danielle? Well, I'm doing just fine. Thank you for asking.
Hold on a second here. Also in the studio with me, the Prime Minister of the Sinister. I do believe he broke the streak, but I do not know for sure. I think I'm going to give you a mulligan on this one.
Okay.
I think Please I might do. Mulligan. I think I'm going to mulligan.
I'm calling in the 6-year-old mulligan clause.
Take the mulligan. Take the mulligan on this. We'll go with it. Greg Evo Bowen, witty banter between you two guys.
Good evening.
Well, actually, Greg, how are you? And then the reason why he's giving you a mulligan is actually because of your shirt, because Alex is obsessed with you always wearing a new shirt. And today, I actually do have to agree with him. I don't think that's a new one.
No, I've worn this one before.
Mulligan time.
Yes.
So you have been granted the official T-shirt mulligan.
But I was dealing with my son up until I walked out the door to head to the studio. I didn't get a chance to check my shirt. It's the shirt I was wearing all day.
Well, you got to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
It happens.
So, and I'm just trying to get this thing done here. I do feel bad. You know why? Because honestly, things just weren't working, man.
Believe it or not, Alex, things were accomplished in this world before internet and smartphones.
You know what? I don't know what it is anymore.
People did radio. People could talk.
People just tuned in, huh? You know what? That shit ain't happening anymore. Sorry.
No, who does that anymore?
Apparently, we don't know how to anymore. So yeah, I guess nobody.
It does kind of suck
Only drivers actually listen to radio.
Like, I got to tell you, though, I love listening to radio, though.
No, he loves to. I think he actually has found a way to punish me for anything that I've ever done or said wrong when we're in the car by listening to NPR for hours on end.
Dude, I love NPR. I'm sorry. I really do. And it is communist propaganda, and I totally understand that it is. And it's funny here's the thing. I actually think you can get more of the behind the scenes of what they're trying to do to us by listening there than you can with Fox News, because that's all just pomp and circumstance. Like, they're just yelling and screaming too much. If I want to know something, I really don't even want to listen to it.
Wait a minute. The guy who yells and screams for an entire show on Friday says he can't listen to Fox because all they do is yell and scream.
I understand the hypocrisy of my statement. I totally do.
It's being repelled by people that are just like you.
I would love to be able to do shows like that, but here's the thing, though. Our show is not that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't know how to be in front of a microphone without yelling.
Maybe. I might go with that. But you get mad, though, man. I mean, you just want to just shut up. But if I want to hear what's going on, I want to be able to hear it clear. And again, you just don't get. Here's the thing: if you listen to like Limbaugh or Hannity,
who he also forces me to listen to when we're on the road.
Like, here's the thing: from 12 to 3, man, the only one that ever comes in is Rush. So I would listen to Rush from 12 to 3. Now I'm yelling at the radio probably most of the time now. I got to listen to something, and I want to hear newsy kind of stuff, though. And 820 sucks from 12 to 3. Like, I don't even understand why you got to suck so bad from 12 to 3. You could kill this market if you just did something that was good from 12 to 3. Like, don't go worse than freaking that.
If it's worse than Rush,
yeah, so
they definitely fix it.
when we're on the road, I will have to listen to, because sometimes we drive there at night. We try to we'll leave a little late. We drive there at night to be there for the morning, to be able to work. So the entire, it's not bad enough that you're in a car for 5 hours, but you have to be in the car listening to NPR for 5 hours. And then they have what's that one show that we were listening to today? It was All
Things Considered.
Yeah. Okay. They don't consider All Things.
Yeah, it is a live show.
It is. They should completely change the name to One-Sided Propaganda, because that is what it is.
I don't understand how you listen to NPR while you drive. You're not supposed to sleep while driving.
Only our ideas.
Right. That's
Yeah, only
says
our
only
ideas.
our
I'm
ideas.
sorry. You know what? I'm so rude. Here, you know what? We have James in studio. And Veronica, again, of course.
Hello.
So just say hi. So sorry about that. Rude, again, bad host all around.
A live studio audience.
It's turning in that way. Honestly, we might have to move this to another room. I wouldn't mind it. Honestly, that'd be cool. I wish we had more mics, though. It'd be fun if we had more
I could
mics.
just see, all of a sudden everybody, I come home one day and it's oh, great, you're in time for the show. It's in the middle of your room.
Yeah.
Honestly, we need to get one here.
We need one more mic on the end of the table
Yeah.
over here.
Not like this,
And
though.
2 more headphones.
Not like this, though.
Yeah.
Get a handheld.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
way,
if
if we have more.
Get an arm so it can swing back and forth.
No. Arms, way too expensive.
Yeah,
The
you
reason
ain't
why we
kidding
have
about
stands is because we can't afford arms.
Yeah.
that. Dude, arms were expensive.
They were $1,200 a piece.
Wow.
And we needed 3. And we were no.
Just in comparison, everything else here probably cost about that. Like you can have an arm or the rest of the studio.
Or you can have a post-it.
Or you can have a studio or one boom.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. What a bunch of
We
dicks.
chose studio. Sorry.
But
So we're coming live.
Hold on.
Thanks to that decision.
so who? Let me ask you a question, Greg. Do you listen to AM? Do you still listen to AM radio
Not really.
ever?
Sometimes.
When are you in the car? Sorry.
When I'm driving, typically.
AM, PM, what time frame?
Oh,
I think I said when are you in the car? That still
Yeah.
works. Though.
when I'm driving.
Yeah.
And he answered when he's driving.
What time frame? What time frame?
All kinds of different time frames. Usually, though, when I listen to talk radio, I listen to the bone.
So you listen to the Bones Talk Radio,
Right.
the entire thing.
Yeah, typically, if I'm listening to talk radio, I usually
Who do
listen
you
to
like-
music.
who do you like
I usually
on-
listen to music. I don't listen to talk radio that much. When I
Okay.
do, I listen to the bone.
The Bone owns any content within the entire universe.
Really?
I'm just saying, and not only do they say it once in their contract, they say it 3 times.
Yeah.
When you have a contract that says that you own this within the universe,
It's one of the most silliest. When we did that day where we went to that event where they were see if you could
the
win.
next radio host or whatever.
Yeah, on the Bone where they were trying to do
Right.
a thing. Well, we went there to try to do it,
But you have to sign these contracts.
but you have to sign a contract. You got to basically sign a waiver.
You sign this waiver that says that they own all content, everything you say, all the audio recordings, your image, everything, and they break it out into pieces, and each piece says they own it within the entire universe. I thought it was a joke. I'm no, where's the real one?
Well, I'm going to set up shop on Mars and see if they can enforce that contract.
Yeah, right.
Bitches.
Yeah, come to Mars, motherfucker.
International Space Station, that shit. I mean, come on.
The funny thing is, man, when we went there, we figured we'd find other radio hosts, right?
No, they were all comedians.
And while there were people that did that podcasts and shit like that, all of them were fucking comedians, though.
Yep.
Almost all of them, and a lot of them knew each other. So we're standing in line, and all these people are talking back and forth, in line between us and shit, and we're like,
Did
feel
we
like
miss
this
the
is fucking-
joke?
Apparently.
I feel like it's a setup because it's what.
I just had to sign a contract that says you own my image in the entire universe. Everybody on the street knows me. I feel like I'm being punked.
Right? Where's Ashton?
What a fucking. I actually thought we did pretty good, all things considered, but they weren't going political, though, for sure.
Right.
And we went
No,
political.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, can't do that.
Yeah. That's not what they do.
And they gave it to one of their boys anyway, though, I think.
Yeah. He had been on one of their shows. He had actually been on he had been on with Cowhead quite a bit. He was a pretty regular person on Cowhead show.
Yeah. So it was all work anyway.
Always is.
Always is. Always a work.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Always
real. You got to keep it real. Damn.
Yeah. It doesn't get more real than this.
This is raw ass.
The
fucking real.
1787 Network Studios.
In the back. I can't wait to have just a separate building, and I'll just put a shed in the back. I don't give a shit.
Yes, we will go from.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think it would work. I've
Yeah.
seen. They have the. I think that there's one. I've seen this one. It's a long one. I've already scoped this thing out. What?
She's rubbing her temples.
I'm already like, oh, good Lord, what is
No.
he going to talk about now? Like, what story is coming out?
You don't want to talk? Oh no. I'm
No, I don't care. Go ahead. Tell him about your big shed.
The big long one.
The dream shed.
I don't think this is a dream shed. We have to get. Eventually, we're gonna have to get into a shed like this.
This is not a want. This is a need.
We absolutely must have
This
this.
is the cheapest way available to do this, though. What you do is you buy one of these sheds. There's no inside in it, really. It's all just 2x4s and fucking plywood and shit. That's all it is. So you got to put in the sheetrock and insulation and stuff. But they're a lot cheaper if you have to go in and do that stuff. And putting up sheetrock and insulation is not hard to do.
No.
I've done that.
You have.
Then it's not
yeah.
hard.
It ain't hard. I even fire taped.
Did you?
At least that's what they called it.
Did you mud?
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice. You gonna do the wiring?
Well, see, that's where I'm going to have to find somebody. I ain't wiring shit. I'm going to tell you, well, here's the thing. I want to live. You want to live?
I want to live.
all wanna
I do
live.
not want the mic to kill me.
Yeah.
It was bad enough when the mic didn't work. I don't want it to swing the other way.
It's the attacks of the microphones. I wonder if we could get that mic as the extra microphone and just be like, listen, you can talk sometimes.
You can talk. Give it a shot. Go ahead. Chime
Is there
in.
another wire?
Yeah, we have more wires.
Oh, yeah. The cable's not an issue.
Yeah, we might want to try to do that.
We just need another
Next
stand
week.
for it.
Have it for next week. Well, just they're going to have to hold it, man.
You're going to have to hold it. Wait till we get somewhere.
Well, I mean, that's why you got to have the handheld one.
Right through.
Right, you just had no
Yeah.
idea.
No idea, sorry.
He was
They
like-
do that all
That
the
went
time.
too far. That went too far.
And then all of a
It's
sudden,
a game for me, really.
all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, he's like, oh, right,
Oh,
right.
it's the hidden joy of the show. It's the hidden joy.
I sit over here and throw joke grenades. Yeah. Just pull the pin, throw it, and wait.
Oh, that one didn't work.
And then it's always funny to see him catch up to the joke. And all of a sudden he's laughing. He's like, oh, that was funny. We're like, yeah, we laughed like 5 minutes ago.
That is not with you.
You're further behind than the feed.
Ham it up. Ham it up, bitches.
I know he's going to get us later.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, look, man, it's a ball busting court in this fucking place. You ain't kidding around. Ain't no yes people in this fucking thing. Tell you that right now.
That,
You
ain't that the truth? It's just,
Ain't just whistling Dixie on that.
We were somewhere and he's like, oh, because I said something to him and he's like, well, see, because I'm just surrounded by yes people. Let me know when you find the yes people. And I'm like, yeah, let me know too. I'd like a couple myself.
can I get someone to agree with me once, please?
You know what, man? The thing is, it's always got to be the asshole.
The one person you don't want to agree with you chimes in. It's like, oh, fuck.
Every time, without fail. Always got to be one. It's like, what the fuck, man? Seriously. And it's always somebody that ain't doing shit. It's just like, you mother...
I love it when we're like, no, nobody's going to be able to say anything about this. And I'm like, yes, they will. And then I give him the whole list and he's like, oh, yeah, that's totally what they're going to say.
Yeah. Like the robocall today.
It went...
All right.
Have the robocall
America.
go.
Well, I thought it went very well. It was only 28 seconds, so it was good timing. I did it at 11:30 today, so
In
it was
the
during the
morning.
middle of the day. That way, it went to like 35%. I think went to voicemail. Yeah, and then there was another 35%. I think that were, or 40% that were picked up though.
Yeah, and 60% called the phone.
And a whole lot of people call back.
Because on the caller ID, it shows up with our phone. And we were in Tallahassee, so for the first part of the morning, I was still doing some computer work before I went over to the Capitol building. So he had the phone. He was answering all the calls. I'm like, oh, this is great. You know, people are loving the robocalls. Awesome.
Well,
Well, then at some point, I had to go to the Capitol building and take the phone. and the phone did not stop ringing. Now, I did look like the most important person in the hallways of the Capitol building because I couldn't get 3 feet without the phone ringing again.
That is a riot, by the way. You know why? Because technology, they call all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So that means everybody calls back at the same time.
So it was like, oh, excuse me, Senator. this is Danielle. How can I help you?
Funny thing is, I know quite a few people who got that call, and when Alex's name popped up on their caller ID, they were like, do I want to answer this? That's why you got so many voicemails.
Some people, who was it? Someone said, I thought I was in trouble, so I didn't answer.
Yeah. They were like, oh no, I don't want this motherfucker yelling at me.
Senate.
You know, man, in all reality, man, I'm a big teddy bear, though. You know?
Oh, I
Yeah,
know
of
that.
course.
I mean, come on. And anybody that's talked to me on the... Well, not anybody.
No. Wait a minute. I will stop you there.
You know what? That's a good point. Maybe we ought to use a different phone number for the call. Here's the thing. It's still going to come back to me, but I'm going to use a different phone number. I'm still going to have it come back to me, though.
Yeah, it's
Here's the thing. With every person I talked to on the phone today, I was I was nice as pie.
No, you
Can you
were.
make it say
You talk to sales guy.
anybody's name on the caller ID?
Well, yeah, you can put
Any
whatever
phone number you want.
whatever phone number. And the thing is of all people's phone numbers, because you have to pick a number, Alex's phone number is actually the most accessible phone number like in the entire world. Like that phone number is broadcasted anywhere. Like NSA didn't have to look. Like he gave it to him.
Well, I'll let you call. That'd
So-
be rude not to let them at least call.
Toby
Hell, they're
already
listening
has
all
the number.
Yeah, they're listening all the time anyway. Just call in.
So
How funny would it be if they actually dialed in right now and said, "Oh yes, how are you doing?"
I know.
This is
like
Toby.
like through the mixer, not even through the phone.
Honestly, I don't
Oh,
know.
shit.
I don't know if I'd ever do the show again.
now the rest of us are libertarians that are like, no, I want my privacy. You can't broadcast my phone number out. Alex is like, my phone number's everywhere. If you can't find my phone number, you're dumb.
You know, it's very weird because, you know, if you're a libertarian, you're supposed to be, you know, free will and freewheeling, doing all this stuff. And I think that everybody should be able to do that as long as they don't infringe on the rights of another, right? But personally, though, I want a little bit of, you know, structure. Only so many pairs of clothes, only somebody this, only somebody that. Personally, I want to live in that way. I just don't want you to tell me. I'll do it myself. I'll tell myself to do that.
Let me make my own structure.
Yeah, let me make my own structure here. I don't need you and your structure.
Okay, Toby's calling.
Is that Toby?
No, I'm sure it's not. I think I know who it is. She was just posting.
What's she posting?
She was just saying that the show is not exactly PG-13, so you may want to, you know, it's not
We
family
give a
friendly.
fair warning in the beginning.
Well, yeah, but if you tune
And
in
if you're
like
up at 10:30 at night, honestly, you should. You
Kids should be in bed.
yeah.
by
Here's
now.
the thing. If you're on Facebook and you're able to see this show, let me just say it like this: if you're on Facebook and you're able to see this show at 10:30 at night, and you realize that it's you know what? Maybe I guess because because we curse in the other show too.
we do, and we shouldn't. We really need to like bring that
I think
down.
we've tried though.
Fuck you, I'm a libertarian.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There's Greg. There's-
I was self-censored.
that's why I like to do the 10:30.
Well, you know, and the funniest
There's
thing
always
is, like,
one.
what Alex was saying, you know, because he has his own, he likes a really structured thing. The Alex and Adrian are constantly telling me that I need to learn how to break the rules. They're like, you just stop worrying about the rules so much. But I'm totally libertarian. I wish there wasn't any, but because there are, I'm like, no, we have to follow the rules. They're constantly telling me, you gotta lighten up, just learn to break the rules.
Coming from the person with
Come
no
on,
driver's
Hermione
license.
Granger.
And then
Coming from the person with no driver's
I
license.
normally do say, I don't even have a driver's license.
Yeah. Hold on, but you're breaking the rules already there, though. So I mean, look, you're just being selective.
I am selective. If I find it to be a fair rule, I will enforce it right to the...
I don't know.
Well, I got the NSA on the line.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Caller, you're in the air.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing well. Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I'm a few minutes behind on the show because I had to pause it to get my daughters out of the room.
Oh.
But I heard that a few other people were like kind of concerned when Alex's face showed up on their phone, and they're like, "Uh-oh, what did I do wrong?" And I was one of those people.
Did you listen to the message?
What? I'm in trouble? No, I picked it up because I'm not scared of you.
No. So did you? So hold on. So you
She says that very timidly.
So you listened to the message then?
Yeah, but just a heads up, this is like the first 5 seconds of it. So, but I was just glad it wasn't really you yelling at me. Love you guys.
It was a very calm voice.
Just kidding.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, it was a very calm voice at that. I actually had to cut that. I got to cut that up though. I recorded it in here, then cut it up. That way it
That
came
was
out
recorded in the 1787 network.
It was.
studio.
It was. It was definitely.
No, it's a great call, and I really appreciate the Pasco Libertarians for putting it out. I'm still going to call the rest of my people on my list.
Oh
so.
no, and you should too, because that was just a touch though. But that was one of those safety touches though.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. No. It is a safety touch. Oh, do I need to explain the safety touch?
No, you need to stop saying the word safety touch.
Hold on, wrap around. This is a safety thing.
It's just the same.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me.
You know what I'm talking about, by the way.
No.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, it's like maybe safety's not the right word.
Or touch.
No. Well, it's definitely a touch though.
Safety might be the right word.
I mean, you're reaching out to touch someone. It's AT&T, baby. It's my bell.
No. Stop.
You know what, man? You know what? You know what I'm talking about too, by the way. You know what I'm talking about. So, Karina, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do. It was
There
fantastic,
you go.
Alex.
So
it was
somebody,
good. It was good.
at least somebody. Look, every time
So
you
you
talk to a
finally
voter, it's a touch, right? Every time you go to a voter.
Look at there. You got a yes person.
Finally got it, yes.
No, well, she ain't. She ain't. Do not count her in that group, man. Trust me.
But I do agree with him.
Don't fucking count her in that group, man. For sure. I'd love to have somebody in that group. It'd be a good fucking group to have, but actually, I'd probably hate those people too. So. It just doesn't matter.
You know how many times we're going somewhere and he's complaining about someone, and then someone calls, and then that's an issue, and then there's someone on Facebook that he's like, I hate that person. I can't go into the Capitol building because I hate all those people. And I'm like, I'm surprised you still like me. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
It's weird.
Shit happens. You know?
Somehow there's a few people that he doesn't hate.
You know what it is, man. You always have up and downs.
Yeah.
It's the way it works, man.
Well, you got to have people to drink with. You got to have people to do your show with.
You know, man.
You know what saves me?
I don't even know other way to explain.
I cook.
Well, there you go. People who cook
Alex,
for you.
the only way that I explain it to people is some of my best friends on the planet will tell me that I'm being an idiot, and I will respect their opinion, and that is the sign for me that you're truly my friend, because I'm not offended, because I know it's not set out of hatred, it's set out of caring. So
yeah, I guess
not to
that's
get
a
all
good way.
sappy and shit.
Well, I know, no, I
whatever.
understand. No, and that's a good way, and that's a good way of looking at it too. You know what I mean? And look, I've tried to get better over the years, to be honest with you. You know what? If you'd have seen me, like, here's the thing: is it in some ways it kind of got a little bit worse, but in other ways it didn't get worse. Though it got a lot better. Like when I was in the Marine Corps, it was a whole different animal then.
It was a different kind of hating everyone.
Well, yeah, there was a whole different kind of deal there, though. But it was, you got to remember, you have weird kind of structures in that thing, though,
Back when you were listening to Rage Against the Machine, working for the machine.
That was such a, you know what? Later on, you realize what a bunch of crap that was, because you're honestly cleaning shitters listening to Rage. You know what? Though I was 20. Hold on, how old was I at the time? I was 21 at the time. Yeah, I was about 21 years old.
Nice.
Listening to Rage, cleaning
There you
shitters. And you know what? Though, if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again.
Would you still listen to Rage though?
Oh yeah, it was a good time. I'd listen to more of it. Actually, probably keep me saner. And it would make sure I just did.
All right, well, I'm gonna let the phone line go so somebody else can call in and say that they were scared because they saw your name on their phone.
All right, that's cool.
Just kidding.
Well, we'll see if somebody says. Honestly, it's probably the truth, though.
Oh, I know it's the truth.
But I'm a teddy bear, though, man. Look, honest. Well, yeah, never mind. That's a good point.
Come
man.
on, there are
It's a
people
good
who
point. I can't-
last time they talked to you.
I'm going to be somebody else's phone number next time. It's still coming to me though, like that. I'll get another phone number to do it with. I'll do it.
Go get you a burner.
I'm going to do it to a Google number and then forward that number
to
to this number.
great.
You're still gonna go to the same phone. I'll work some technology to I'll work some technology first. And again, I'm only sending you the robo dial, but I'm telling you right now, those things are gonna continue.
Yeah, and it was.
It's expensive though, but
It is, and it was. I mean, every person that called back was really positive about it. They were like, "Oh, that was great. I didn't even know the convention was going on." It was just a little annoying as you're in Tallahassee. I mean, not that any of the calls were annoying. It was annoying that I had the phone and had to take the calls.
Right. I'm trying to lobby legislators here, and
Kind of working.
oh, thanks for inviting me to the convention. You're welcome.
Hope to see you there. I'll be right with you, Senator. Right with you. I was Senate side today.
good for you.
Alex went quiet.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know
I'm
how
like,
we
I
did
don't
that,
know
but we got to
what
remember
happened.
that. We got to remember
No, I
what
was
we
just
did.
I
there.
was just taking it all in. Just taking it all in. Just taking it all in. 10:56, by the way. You know what? This is the one
glad
thing
that
for
you
our
have
shows.
confirmed you can tell time.
Hold on. No.
He is watching the clock.
Hold on. No. If you think about it like this, though, if you listen to radio like in the past, they used to always do the time check. You know, it's 10:18. You know, 8:35 on a beautiful Wednesday.
That's true.
So
Well, it's because some people used to actually listen to the radio in their house. Now you just listen to it in the car. It's right there. They don't do it anymore. They don't have to.
well, what you need
Go ahead,
is
tell
enough
'em.
of the cars to have the plug-ins so you can plug in your phone. Because you can always get all your podcasts on your phones now, and that's how you'd be able to listen to the radio. Or live stream or something like that.
I always listen to the show on my phone.
Yeah, he listens on this phone.
I listen to my phone all the time.
Yeah. You got to make sure you get that stream good. But I like an audio much more than the video. Like, I don't care too much for the camera.
Right.
If it was up to me, it's a
Well,
it's
I
a
mean-
necessity to be on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube makes it very easy for us.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's boring just to listen to it. I mean, I have to have something to watch too. And even though I may have it in the background, you know, like I'll go back to it and be like watching it for a little while, and then I'll, you know, although I don't, and I'm not talking about our show because I never go back and listen, like not once. I won't even listen to a few minutes of it, but like other shows.
Because then we have 5 views if she go up and listen to it.
Well, what do you think about, like, what are we going to do for the cameras in the new studio, in the super shed?
The super chat.
You know, I'm going to fucking write super shit on that motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a picture of Greg
Yeah.
with a cactus in his ass.
Every show now is gonna be like broadcasting live from the super shed.
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, this is some brainstorming shit right here. This is a marketing
It's still
strategy.
getting stolen.
Look, man, make a donation to the show. We can get enough donations. We can pay for this shit. We don't need that much.
Donate for the super shed.
No, we can't put a shed here. We have to buy a house first.
I was just gonna say,
I think
you're gonna bring
no.
this
You can put a shed in the back because it's movable.
Not the shed you're talking about. Our
Oh yeah,
backyard
it
is
is.
big enough.
No. We're good, man. We're tight. We're good. We can do this.
Yeah, you can get like one of those big old steel buildings.
You know, that wouldn't be bad either. The only problem with that is that the cost is, you know, because it's a lot more money for a big steel building. Like it's $5,000 for one of those freaking sheds. It's like $20,000 for one of those buildings, though.
Go to 1787network.com and click on the donate button.
Yeah, either way, we ain't got enough
Donate
to buy
early,
the,
donate
we ain't got enough
often.
to buy the nails right now. So we'll see. People might donate. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Well, not that much.
No one has bought us a $20,000 steel building.
Hey, by the way, and not to go
That
off.
would be the strangest.
And
We
not to-
need to start a donate to the super shed campaign, though. Seriously.
It's like the church's building fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a GoFundMe.
Absolutely.
hey, did you know?
No.
You ever watch The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Oh, I love that show.
Okay, you love that show, right? So you
Yes.
know the woman that's on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know she had breast implants?
Don't they all?
I mean, maybe. She looked like she had natural where she was at, though.
Really?
I've never seen her naked.
Am
so
I wrong?
Couldn't
No,
say
I
for
just
sure.
don't like. Okay.
We're going off the rails, man.
No,
We did go off the rails there.
okay.
I didn't know that. Continue. You have another topic?
I have a bunch. It's in your show prep actually in the chat.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Did you ever get that open? I actually read some of the show prep that you sent earlier today.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I was actually surprised to find out where we fall
On
in
the
the
zombie
U.S.
apocalypse
Yes,
one?
in the U.S. states most and least likely to survive the zombie apocalypse.
Least likely, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Well, it's a whole list.
Yeah.
Who would be most likely and least likely to survive the zombie apocalypse? It does all 50 states and ranks them.
And it's got a map that kind of lays out what the new United States would look like, and the southern United States, the southern states from Texas to the eastern seaboard, would be Zombieland, and a lot of New England would be Zombiestan. Minnesota would be Zombie Soda.
What's up with Nebraska?
Well, that would be Nebraska. Somehow, in the middle of the country, the people in Nebraska are not capable of fighting off a zombie apocalypse.
Now, but they're surrounded by states that could.
Yes. So
No one come to help them, poor asses.
apparently, the people in these other states are going to fence them in and use them as their new entertainment since the cable is gone.
I mean, maybe that's what it is. All the other states surrounding them have beat the zombies because they are actually holding them off in Nebraska.
Yeah. Feeding them Nebraskans. Well.
But yeah, so the state of Florida, in case anyone was wondering, on the ranked of how well we do in a zombie apocalypse, we're 32nd.
Yeah. I wasn't real happy to see that number.
31st in military personnel. That's surprising. I thought we had a lot of bases here.
We do.
We do. Most of them naval.
Veterans.
They're not here.
And
they're in a boat somewhere.
Veterans is 17? We're 17th in veterans with all the old people we have here?
Well,
Yeah, I don't think they count them though in this. It may be like
well, this isn't the most scientific study anyway, because a lot of this.
It's on the internet. You know it's true.
Well, I mean, actually, they put a lot more research into it than a lot of things I've seen. However, most of their information that they've used to come to these conclusions is drawn from Facebook. And most of the people that are going to be the most capable of fending off a zombie apocalypse don't spend a lot of time on Facebook.
At least not all their time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Better move.
Well,
Well-
where would we? Number one.
Wait. We're number 7 in paintball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
We're gonna hang on to that. They didn't grade it on a good scale here.
Florida, where the zombie apocalypse, like all serious problems, will no doubt begin, is oddly not in 51st place. That's one of the things that it says in here.
The last
I love
place
it.
is the last place is Jersey.
Well,
Oh, I totally could see that.
District of Columbia is 49th though, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they should
Well.
start there.
Yeah.
I actually
I think that's
they're
where
there.
it will start. I think that's how it starts right there.
Like I think they're there. We just haven't started.
Well, because these guys are the ones that have all the money and are going to direct research to finding some kind of formula that keeps them from dying, so they can sit in the Senate until
for
fucking
44 years.
3047, and then it's going to start an undead apocalypse from Washington D.C.
Now,
that
number
a
one is Alaska. So even though I am actually, afraid of a zombie apocalypse, I am not moving to Alaska to be safe.
Quite frankly, it's more difficult to survive in Alaska than it is to survive a zombie apocalypse. So I have no doubt that the people who do live there are going to have no problem fighting off a zombie
All
apocalypse.
6 of them.
I mean, there are too many animals that have humans on their menu in Alaska to just be a pussy up there.
But now, if the
Oh, yeah, you ain't
animals,
kidding, right?
if the animals started eating the zombies, would they be zombie animals?
I don't know.
I don't
That
think
would be
the
interesting.
animals are gonna
A
start eating
zombie,
the zombies.
Why wouldn't
Kodiak
they?
bear.
That would be really freaky, by the way.
I've just blown his mind right now.
Amazing.
Colorado comes in third, though, so I'm totally going there.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's going to change soon because I think once everybody kind of see, the thing is they're like number one in healthy people, but as soon as they start smoking weed and eating junk food, I think that's going to change.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point, by the way. Even though it is the Mile High city, though.
yeah. Well, they're really high now.
A mile and a half now.
So, any other states you want to check? on the list?
No, I was a little surprised with some of them. I wasn't surprised with others, though. I understand why Alaska and Wyoming are 1 and 2. For different reasons, though. Like, nobody lives there.
Yeah, there's nobody there, and like the people who do live there are like armed and
the
capable.
towns are separated. Like, you
Right.
got to drive a lot of hours to get to the next town. So that means if you got a zombie apocalypse, you'll be able to see them coming.
Iowa, number 15.
Yeah.
New Hampshire is 9.
Where's Battle Creek, Michigan?
Well, it's in Michigan.
In Michigan, which is 27th.
Asshole.
I bet Michigan would fall to the zombies, but Battle Creek would be fine.
Oh, hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah, it would be the stronghold out there. They'd have to, man. It's the name.
Be a fortress built around the city limits.
Somebody,
Yeah.
you know what it is? Somebody would come, like the zombies are coming, and people are all scared and stuff, and somebody would come out and be like, "We're Battle Creek, Michigan! Come on, let's go!" And then they would go, and then they would win.
That's where the last bastion of life is going to be. Humanity's going to survive in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yep. Every town. I think they'll call every town Battle Creek, Michigan from that point forward.
No, they would call it Battle Creek in whatever that state is. Like, we keep having
Well,
this conversation.
they'll be
they
the-
wouldn't all be Michigan anymore.
They'll be the only humans left.
Battle
and then
Creek
when the
Drive.
zombies finally die off from starvation or whatever, and they repopulate the earth, they rename it Michigan. And then every place is Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, it's a good point. I hope they do it.
Yes.
We've had this conversation before. He says, like, every town should be Battle Creek, Michigan. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't be Michigan. It would be whatever state the town was in.
Yeah, I hear you. What I was going to say, though, was, do you know of a name cooler than that, of a city?
I like Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Oof, that's good. I'm not going to say it's not. Stone
I'm a
Mountain.
fan of that one.
That's a good
Where
time.
Jake the Snake's from. I
Oh.
always love that.
Oh, nice. Where else? Like, where else is a good one?
Lake, North Carolina.
Pleasant Lake?
Lizard Lick.
Lizard
Oh,
Lick,
Lizard
North,
Lick,
Carolina.
You know
Yeah.
what, man? Honestly, the show ruined it for me.
Yeah.
It's a real place.
Yeah, no, but the show ruined it, though.
I'm a fan of Santa Claus, Indiana, too.
For novelty reasons.
Yeah, for novelty reasons.
Stone Mountain, though. Fuck. Oof,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Laid one on you there, huh?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Were you born in a small town, Greg, or a big town?
Well, I was born on a base.
Oh.
I was born at Fort Riley, Kansas.
Are you a Manchurian candidate?
What's that?
Are you a Manchurian candidate? Oh,
Possibly.
That's what they say. That's what they
Possibly.
say. That's what they say. What about you, Danielle?
I was born 3 blocks from here.
So Newport Richie, then.
I've told you before, though. I don't know if I've said it on the air or not, but I have no doubt that I'm chipped or tagged or whatever
Something,
by
huh?
the government.
Something.
Yeah.
Wish you'd have said that before we let you in here.
Come on. Like it matters now.
Yeah, exactly. We're broadcasting this on the air.
They have your number. You put your number out to everyone.
Yeah.
You post your phone number on the internet more than
Yeah.
freaking chat lines.
You know what was funny is, this was on a post somewhere, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I posted on a news story, and I was not very nice to the person that I was replying to, and basically I called him, dumbass and stuff like that.
No.
Dude,
Not you. Why would you do
dude
that?
called, right? Dude called, found my phone number and called me. And he's like, "You didn't think I'd call, did you?" And I go, well, I guess I got to clean up a little bit. I go, "MFer, I'm so freaking glad that you called. It ain't even funny because I want to yell at you for a while." And just started yelling at him.
The guy said something like, "Didn't think I could find your number." He's like, you'd be dumb if you couldn't. He's like, everyone has my number.
It's about the easy, accessible 7 digits you can find. And then we started yelling and he hung up. And he called me from an unlisted number too, like a punk. Bastard. Hate it when they do that.
I do remember that. He was indignant. Didn't think I could find your number. No, I didn't know if you couldn't. And Alex is like, my number is everywhere, dude.
That's freaking funny. What do you got going on there?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, my bad. This is What's next?
Nice segue. Well, I actually looked up a list of unusual city names. There is a Hell, Michigan, which I totally believe.
There's a Hell,
Yes.
Michigan.
Hell, Michigan.
How
called Detroit.
H-E-double-L, yeah. Yeah. There's a Coffeeville, Alabama. There's an Intercourse, Alabama. I like that. That's a pretty cool city name. Queer Creek, Alaska. Red Devil, Alaska.
Red Devil.
Ooh, Red Devil
Devil.
though.
That
one
That
you
one
could
might
try.
be something. That tickles you. That tickles you in a very special
And the
place.
cockles.
That tickles you in a very special place, to be honest with you.
Robbers Roost, Arizona. Three-Way, Arizona.
Did he just say three-way Arizona?
He did.
Well, how about this? Bald Knob, Arkansas.
What?
Yeah, you heard it right.
Hold on. Did you just say ball?
Can't even repeat it.
Am I going to
You know
be
what?
the only
I'm
one that
skip-
can say it with a straight
I'm
face?
skipping it.
Well, there's also a Buck Knob. And
Did you say Buck Knob?
Buck Knob. That's right. Yep.
That ain't even right, man.
There's a fair play, but no foreplay. That's
There's got to be a foreplay somewhere.
There's
somewhere.
a three-way with no foreplay.
That's right. I know. How'd they pull that off?
Bunch of bastards. That's the government for you.
And they
messing
do
it up.
have a three-way there as well in Arkansas. There is a three-way
There's a
Arkansas.
Three-way Arkansas.
There is.
You know, I wonder if there's a whole lot of people that do three-ways there.
Maybe at one point.
There's Devil's Den, California.
Oh, that one's good
That's-
too.
that's
That
pretty
one's
nice.
hot. That's hot. That's very hot. I'm into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
How about Dinosaur, Colorado?
Dinosaur, Colorado.
Dinosaur,
Like,
Colorado.
don't you
That's
ever have
pretty
to like
cool.
stop and say, "Wait a minute, who came up with that name? Like, who really thought like, didn't anyone think
Probably a
about?"
city that showed up just because they found dinosaur bones there and paleontologists were there and like somebody needed to sell them.
But call it
Drinks
something
and-
cool.
Well, how's that not cool? Dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah, dinosaurs are kind of cool. Well, maybe not
What-
for people that like to glue their Legos together.
That's true. I mean,
Wait a minute. Over the
Hey,
weekend,
you glued your Legos together.
over the weekend, Legos were everywhere, and I stepped on so many Legos. I'm like, this is why people glue them.
That's you know what that is. That's Lego karma on you, man. That's Lego karma. They're trying to get back at you for trying to glue them together. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. That's wrong, man. That ain't America.
wow. Assawoman Bay, Delaware.
You can't even say that on the radio, man. What are you doing?
Well, apparently you can as long as you're reporting live from there. But there's also a Cocked Hat, Delaware, a Long Neck Village, and a Middlesex Beach. There's a Murder Bay in District of Columbia, and that really does not surprise me at all. Sure, it's named after Ted Kennedy.
Yeah.
Did you catch that one?
That's wrong.
It's just wrong.
Well,
I ain't even trying to do that.
What else? Any good ones?
Yeehaw Junction, Florida. I've always
yeah,
liked
but
that
we-
one.
we go
I
past
know.
that
I'd
all
love
the
to buy
time.
That's where I am
I'd
in the
love
list.
to
I'm
buy
in
the
Florida.
hotel though.
Yeah.
We pass that hotel all the time, and I don't even think it's open anymore. But I did think it was open for a while.
I think it's open at times.
Maybe
don't
it's
even know.
seasonal because sometimes
Maybe
it
it's
does
like
look
dusk
open.
till dawn, and there's vampires in there, and they just kill people when they stop.
Cumming, Georgia. Spelled exactly the way that makes it cool.
God bless you. The way that makes it cool. It ain't COME.
It's not like somebody's coming over. No. There's also a gay Georgia, a hot house Georgia,
A hot house, Georgia?
a snap finger Georgia.
A
There's
snap?
a city called Snapfinger, Georgia.
There is snap.
Hold on a
finger,
second. Snap finger?
Snap finger.
Snap.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
There's a Gayway Corner in Idaho.
What? Hold on. What did you say?
Gayway Corner.
What?
Gayway Corner.
Boy, they really come up with some names. on some
They also
cities.
have a Skeleton Creek, which is pretty damn cool.
That's a cool
Oh,
name.
yeah.
You'll like that
Creek.
one.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I like that a lot. I'm a fan.
Roachtown, Illinois.
Oh, who would live there?
What?
Roachtown,
Oh,
Illinois.
I have a question to ask you, Greg. 'Cause
Yes.
Just taking a poll, because I know where everyone in our house stands. Would you ever live on a street called Elm Street?
Oh, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we
I
did
have
this on
no
the air.
problem with that. Yeah. We've
Oh,
done this
that's
on the
weird.
air before. I would live on Elm Street.
James,
I would
would
buy
you-
a house
would-
that looks just like the one from the
Exactly. I
movie
would
that's
wanna
on
live
Elm Street.
'cause I think it'd be
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't do it.
Oh.
No?
No.
There's Hooker Corner, Indiana, which
No.
is pretty cool.
We actually would.
Oh, that's a good time.
Tampa,
That's
too.
a good time.
There's pretty much a
corners in a
Hooker
lot of
Corner in
places.
every state, I think. Yeah. Probably not in Church, Iowa, though.
Oh, I'm sure there's one there
There
too.
might be one, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
little more
you're probably
discreet
right.
there, but it's
Yeah.
there. Might be one of the housewives. You know what, man? I'll tell you this.
What?
If you've ever lived in a very, very small city, there is
Mm-hmm.
definitely something to that, though. But there's a lot of things you got to give up in order for that to be in order for you to do that,
Right.
Right.
you know.
I grew up in a town with one traffic light.
Oof,
That's a small
that's
town.
smaller. That's smaller. Than you had me beat there. You got me beat on that one.
How many traffic lights did you have?
3, 4, 5, 6. 6. There were 6.
How about
Six.
hell for certain, Kentucky?
Hell for certain.
Oh, for certain.
Hell for certain. Not just hell for certain.
You know, I actually think I heard one time that you can get a post office box in Hell, Michigan.
Well,
Like
how
P.O.
about,
Box 155, Hell, Michigan.
how about you get one at Knob Lick, Kentucky?
You know what? We should get post office boxes in different cities, man, and be able to just have that as your address for a while and just mail shit to it. You
then
can always
just-
have it forward from there.
Just keep changing it.
Brimstone, Louisiana.
Yeah, let's do that. You know what? We're going to change everything.
No, we're not doing that.
We're doing it right now.
We're not doing it right now.
I'm doing it. Right now.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna Google it first. We'll see what happens.
White Castle, Louisiana, and I bet there ain't a White Castle there.
Well, there's no White Castles anywhere.
Oh, are they out of business?
Well, there
They're
are
up
some.
north. They're not
up
down
north,
here.
but they.
I was gonna say they're up north, and every time I go up there, I eat them because I love them
Okay.
and I grew up with them, and because I grew up in Indiana.
Well, we used to have one here. Well, it was in
No.
Tampa, but we used to have one here.
You're not talking about crystals, are you? 'Cause
No, no. There was a White
I moved down
Castle.
here, and everybody's like, "No, we've got crystals. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
not
White
the
Castle." And I'm
same.
like,
No, it's not the same. There was a White Castle. It was over in Tampa by Busch Gardens, which actually turned into a Crystal at some point. It closed down and then it turned into a Crystal Hamburgers, but it was a White Castle. And my mom used to love White Castle, but she would always remember like in the middle of the night. So she would like wake us up in the middle of the night and be like, "You want to go to White Castle?" And we'd sleep in the car and like be at White Castle like 2:00 in the morning because they were a 24 hours White Castle.
gotta be because you gotta be drunk as hell to love that
My
stuff.
mom was getting high, like putting it in the car.
She was totally. She was totally getting baked while you were asleep. She's like, "Damn, I need some White Castle."
We're going.
I'm
They are
not
good, though.
irresponsible enough to leave the kids and go home alone, so I'll drive with them in the car.
While I'm high.
Well, no, she would make my dad drive.
How about Suckerville, Maine?
Suckerville, Maine, huh?
Suckerville, Maine. I'm just gonna keep going through this as you guys talk about stuff. I'll just chime in with the good ones.
Well, you know, there's another story about Rob Ford.
Oh, please tell me the new story about Rob
I know.
Ford.
When I saw this, I thought of you because I know that you love Rob Ford.
I love Rob Ford.
There's a campaign going on to be it's the anyone but Rob Ford campaign.
Oh no!
Yeah, but they have like the most, and this is funny. They have the most outrageous campaign signs for this anyone but Ford campaign. Like let me see if one of the pictures was like it was on a bus. Okay, well, there's one that says, "If elected, I promise I will just get drunk in public."
I will only get drunk in public. I won't do hookers and blow in public.
This one says, "I
don't
promise
think
to
you did
just
the
smoke
hookers.
pot as mayor, not crack." One
Only
of them
me,
says,
no crack.
"The current mayor threatens to kill people and gets publicly drunk. I promise, if elected, I promise I will just get publicly drunk." That's the whole thing.
I will only knock over male city council members as I rush through the chamber to attack someone else.
Yeah, so it was meant as a joke. But that just, I mean, it makes this race so much more funny. I mean,
Yes.
the dude is smoking crack and telling you last time he was in a Mexican or Jamaican accent as he was yelling at people at the dinner table
I love this man.
because he was boozing it up.
Yes.
Now they have upped the ante on Rob Ford by making an anyone but Rob Ford and just making the most outrageous signs. He promised to just smoke pot, not crack, and just,
I love it. I love it.
Does Canada have like a prime minister? Is that what it's called?
No.
Yeah.
I think it
Canada-
is called that.
Yeah, but Canada is under the Queen.
Yeah,
They have the
there-
Queen,
there's-
but it's the Queen of England.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, but
They're
that's
still
really still
technically
ceremonial, though.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, but it's
so what
also
is that?
on paper, and that's really
Right.
how it is. And-
He needs to be the prime minister.
Dude, I love.
yeah,
this.
totally.
I'll bet you it was fans of his that actually put this up.
Climax, Minnesota.
He's still looking at.
I told you, I'm just gonna keep looking at this list and find
That's a good time, though.
cool city names.
Well, I think that what's even better than that, though, is that, after the,
Cockrum, Mississippi.
well, no. After the Death Star blew up, a lot of people didn't know what happened to Darth Vader after that. He went into hiding. He started doing crack. He went to hang out with Rob Ford. He actually left America altogether, went to the Ukraine, and now he's running for president. No BS. The Telegraph, the London Telegraph, Darth
Have you
Vader
seen
to run
Star Wars?
for. Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm sorry. This was an April 1st one. So, those bastards. Everybody's the Onion. I'm gonna tell you. What,
Everybody's the onion.
April Fool's Day is for comedians, like St. Patrick's Day is for alcoholics or drinkers.
Right.
It's friggin'
It's
amateur.
amateur night.
But okay, there is one positive to that, because you can be an actual jerk to people and they think it's funny. Like, you can call people out on their Facebook jokes and just be a total jerk about it and be like, listen, you are an idiot. And they're like, you're so funny. No, I'm not. Like, I was so upset on April Fool's and I posted this thing on Facebook. Like, nobody believes you, you dumbass. You're not all of a sudden a communist. Ben Bernanke isn't your homie. I went
Right.
through like this whole list. And people are like, you're so funny. That's so funny. No, I wasn't joking. These people need a punch in the face. Like, I even put in there, and I'm not even joking, like I'm not even joking about the punch in the face. That is not an April Fool's joke. I really do want to punch these people in the face. And people were all like, that's just so funny.
Yeah, get a better April Fool's joke. You didn't change your political ideology today. We're not falling for that. Come on, tell us you're pregnant. Tell us you're in jail for crack. Come on, tell us something good.
How come every time you have to say crack, you actually have to do that?
Crack.
I do the same thing. Like, yeah, crack. Like, you could be talking normal. Like, you know what? I think
Too
that we
much
should-
Dave Chappelle show,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, exactly. Stop crack. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
It's a good time, though.
But yeah, so April Fool's Day just absolutely annoyed me. I was so upset. I was just,
I'm moving to Peyote Point, Montana.
Is that is that in the northern part of Montana or the southern part of
I
Montana?
don't care as long as there's peyote.
okay, wait, it's Montana?
Well,
It's going to be cold weather. Well, this is southern Montana. It is only negative 18 degrees here.
exactly.
I couldn't go to
Montana's-
that northern part where it's negative 30.
Montana's a big state, but it's not that big. It's not big enough that a north or south difference really matters.
I got to move to the south.
I got to move to South Montana. It's too cold in North Montana.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. You don't know how it's going to be in Peyote Point, man.
I don't know.
It's going to be cold.
Maybe
That's
not,
what it's
though.
going to be in
Maybe not,
Peyote
though.
Point.
Maybe
You know
not,
what it's
though.
going to be? It's going to be cold.
I'm pretty sure how it's going to be in Massacre Lake, Nevada, though.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's also a Jackass Flats. There should be a lot more cities with that name, quite frankly.
That's all of them.
Hell Hollow, New Hampshire. I might move to that for the Free State
for the Free
Project.
State Project.
Hell Hollow is pretty cool. There's also a
I don't think there's anything in Peyote Point.
there might not be.
It's not even a town.
He's looking
there's
at it on
zero-
Google Maps.
I have Google Earth right now.
Like, there's a hut.
Look, it's
Some
Literally,
Indians
it's
stopped
nothing.
and gathered peyote here once.
I think that's what they did.
It's like a huge farm.
There's nothing here. We should move there.
We'd be the only people.
We would totally run the town, but
Well-
we'd have to build it.
But who will build the roads?
Fuck it, I guess I will.
Boy, this is in the middle of the mountains too. Is it like a mountain range?
How about
This is the southern
Buttsville,
part.
New Jersey?
I'll tell you this right now, boy. It is going to be cold there.
We're not going there.
It's near Bighorn Bighorn Canyon National Recreation Area, though.
Okay, so like,
The government owns most of this anyway. Bunch of bastards. Whiskey Gulch is near that, though.
oh,
That's
hey.
a cool name. You missed that name.
Is there a bar there? How about
Oh, there's nothing there. That's
gonna
what he's
say it.
telling you. There's
You know what?
nothing
Here-
there.
there
here's
might be
an-
something in Whiskey Gulch.
here's an accurate name: Dicktown, New Jersey.
They're all should be named that.
That should just be New Jersey.
That should be New Jersey. Like they should change the name of New Jersey to that.
Oh my god,
I don't even think these are cities. They're like geographical features.
possibly.
Like that's what I think it all is all about right here.
Well, that's
This is cool.
that's
I
how
like
a lot
this
of
map
Montana
cartography.
is, dude.
I'm going to
Not
move away
all
from
that
Montana right here. I'm going to South Dakota.
Oh, he's
Barren
playing on
too.
Google Earth now.
Yeah.
Which happens to me and it wastes hours. So
What?
it's almost like playing Sim City without the stress.
Hold on.
This
What's
is like
stress in Sim City?
I need crack.
Exactly.
Let me get some rock. Give me that rock.
I built too many police stations. I can't find any crack.
There's no need for that.
Are you looking for Battle Creek, Michigan?
Oh, no, I wasn't. Now I feel bad like I should have been. I got to go over here, though.
What's over there?
I'm
This is
looking-
radio, like nobody can see your screen. You're
Hey,
actually
you know, man,
supposed to
is
talk.
that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? That's not what I'm talking about. I don't even know where I am. I don't know what we're doing. I'm going to exit the screen out. I'm rejected from the whole thing. Screw it all. I'm from Newport Richie. There you go.
I love how he's like, so Danielle, were you born in a small town? We passed the hospital I was born in to get to the road.
You know, I forgot, man. My bad. I'm sorry that I don't remember the exact hospital.
How
you were
about
born.
Defiance, New Mexico?
Oh.
I like
Yeah.
that one.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
You know what I like? I like Willie Nelson.
No.
I like Willie Nelson. I hear he's got the mad weed.
I hear
Bet you
it's
Willie
pretty
got some good stuff, boy.
Butts Corner, New York. Oh my god.
good. Again, all of New York.
Coxsackie.
You're
New
not allowed to
York.
say that in this studio.
Reporting live from Coxsackie, New York.
Yeah, imagine if you're the people that got to say those names, like if you do,
Right.
if you do like the TV show. And
If you
stuff.
do the news.
Tuckahoe. It's probably an Indian word that does not.
Channel 8. Channel 8 news for Tuckahoe.
Big Butt, North Carolina.
How's
Big-
that big butt audience doing tonight?
There's also a Big
Big
Lick.
butt,
Big Lick, North Carolina.
big lick, big butt. Sister cities.
Deep Gap, North Carolina.
Deep gap.
Erect.
Oh, that's violent. That's
Erect, North Carolina.
violent. Erect,
Wait,
North
I
Carolina.
like that one.
Gay, North Carolina.
Well, you already
Gay
said that
Lord,
one.
Well,
North
what's up with
Carolina.
North Carolina?
Apparently, it's Horny Town, North Carolina, and I think that explains it all right there.
Is there a town called Horny Town?
Hump Mountain, Jugtown.
It's like we have porn and basketball. There you go.
Kill Devil Hills,
I bet.
Lizard Lick,
I think I actually been in Kill Devil Hills.
Yeah, but
Moorhead City. Damn, these people, they getting it
I
on
never
in
thought
North
of Moorhead
Carolina.
like that, though. I'm sorry.
Tick Bite, North Carolina.
Tick bite.
Tick bite?
Why not, North Carolina? Sounds like there's a whole lot of why not.
Where are you from? Why not? Why not?
Where do you want to move to? You like it here? I guess. Why not?
Battleview, North Dakota.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
Buttsville.
good one.
Nah. A creek's better than a view. Though.
Danzig, North Dakota. Hell yeah.
Mother.
3V Crossing. Yeah.
Anymore?
Bloody Corners, Ohio. Sorry, I got to find the really cool ones. It's like some of
Bloody
them.
Corners, Ohio.
Bloody Corners, Ohio.
That name.
Hicksville,
Eh.
Ohio.
But it's-
Knock 'em Stiff, Ohio. Liar's Corner. Lick Skillet.
Hold on. Knock 'em stiff?
Knock them stiff, seriously.
Lick skillet.
Lick skillet.
Skillet.
That should be like the name of a band.
That'll burn your tongue. PP. PP, Ohio. Yes, it is P-E-E. P-E-E. PP. Pussy Creek. Yep. Pussy Creek, Ohio. Beaver, Oklahoma.
It's 11:30.
I'm glad you can tell time.
That's normally when we take a break.
It could be, or we could keep going. What do you want to do?
Well, I brought it up, so.
I was totally not watching the time. I'm finding the coolest name city to move to.
All right, hold on here. All right, we'll take a break. We'll take a break.
We got to figure out what we're going to do for break.
Yeah, what are we going to do for break? Hey, can you do we can't do South Park for break, can we?
No.
We'll get
We'll get in
tired.
trouble for that.
They're not that libertarian.
Yeah, you still have to pay.
Yeah, right? That sucks.
You think they'd have a problem with it, really?
Yeah, they kick us off.
YouTube.
Do we have an Eric? We got an Eric Stewart, right? Do Eric Stewart. What about some food, people?
Eric Stewart.
Yeah, do the Suncoast Co-op. That's an interview, in case you were looking for it.
I just found it.
Oh, did you just
Okay,
find
I'm
it?
gonna click on it.
Danielle just found herself a big, huge yawn, by the way.
I'm tired.
Are you turd?
Yeah, it was a long day.
Alex Snicker, 1787network.com here. On with me right now is Eric Stewart from the Suncoast Co-op. Eric, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. I'm kind of tired. I've been working in the garden all day, and I guess that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Absolutely. Now, what is the Suncoast Co-op?
Well, the Suncoast Co-op is a local food cooperative in the Newport Richey area. We're also actively working in North Pinellas, Palm Harbor, Tarpon Springs, East Lake area. And what we basically are is a group of gardeners and small farmers who are cooperating together to market their products and have it available online and in local farmers markets.
What caused you to choose to put something like this together, or how did this form? How did the Suncoast Co-op form?
Oh, that is a very good question. It was originally 5 individual gardeners. We got together. We mutually had this idea of wanting to sell excess out of our gardens and help other people start gardens as well. And we have been, collaborating and setting up gardens for each other, and we wanted to make more of a formal association. And it started off by partnering with the West Pasco Habitat for Humanity. They allowed us to use their parking lot to form a weekly farmers market on Saturday. There was originally a farmers market that had gone to the wayside, so we were trying to resurrect it, and we started an online website where you could go online, you could order from our individual gardens, and we also added on small farmers that are in this area, in the Tampa Bay area, Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas. And we just met in the parking lot with a couple of coolers and some ice in a tent, and we just shared the food that people were ordering online. And eventually, the West Pasco Habitat for Humanity has been helping us grow over the past year. We have a small half-acre garden in the back that we've been growing vegetables and selling it to the local community. Chicken coop, we're raising chickens and having eggs, and we're also experimenting with aquaponics, where we're growing tilapia and hydroponic fish, produce and vegetables. But anyways, what we've also been doing is we created a mobile trailer where we're actually storing a lot more food now. We're taking a lot more orders, and it's been growing the past couple of years, as well as helping each other establish more gardens in the community.
And that goes along with my next question. One of the things that is an item that you can get from the Suncoast Co-op is services that can help you in growing your own garden. Can you explain how that goes about?
Yeah, we have both a free service we do a permablitz, where once a month we blitz someone's home, and then we also provide local businesses and local people a way to publicize their services. And so we as an organization put on, our own service, but we also provide, individuals opportunity to put on their service. So me personally, I'm in the process of creating an LLC, and I have been doing consultations as well as doing helping people set up their gardens, as well as getting manure and soil for people so that they can have established the garden very quickly.
Now, when it comes to how people can find out about the Suncoast Co-op, where can they go?
They can go to the website www.suncoastco-op.com.
And they can find everything there, correct?
Yes, they can.
Now, one of the action items, and this is the last question, but one of the action items that you talk about is taking a certain percentage of your food budget, I think it's 10%, and moving it towards things like the co-op. Can you explain why you would want to do that and what the advantages is not only for the nation but for your local community? What is the advantages of moving a portion of your food budget to local farmers?
Sure. It's a really simple idea. It's an economic idea called the multiplier effect. So every time that you spend money in your local economy and you give it to someone that's producing something locally, that money is going to get circulated back into the economy, and it's going to have an effect of putting more people to work, and the money will circulate within the community several times before leaving the community. But also, it's a purposeful purchase. So if you spend more of your money to local people, we can keep that money in our local community. Whereas if you were spending it at a multinational corporation, then that money would flow in several different areas, and it wouldn't stay as much in our local economy.
No, not as much as we'd like. Absolutely. Well, Eric, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you spending a couple minutes here with us. If you could give us the website one more time, just so if people are looking where they could go.
Sure, it's www.suncoastco-op.com.
Eric, thank you very much for your time. Have a great evening. All right, we're back. Oh! If you want to call the program, the number is 1-800-525-4032, 1-800-525-4032. Danielle has decided to not grace us with her presence any longer for the evening. She's going to go to bed. A hard day, so I can completely understand. James is with us. James, how you doing?
Very good, sir. Thank you for letting me be here.
Chime in whenever you can find the room to be able to chime in at. It is funny to talk about this too, by the way, because it was up on your screen when I saw it. It's like, who is for you, Greg? Because I know that you probably already know about this story, but
yeah, I did read this story. I know where you're going.
But for you though, you just said, who is the most hated person in news? Like, who's the most hated TV anchor? Who would you have said?
It's funny because I totally agree with number one.
So you think
Chris Matthews? Even as much as I hate like Fox News, I hate Chris Matthews most of all because he's just an ass. I hate him.
So
I don't really like Anderson Cooper either, but I guess like most people don't agree with me.
See, the way I look at it on this one though, is that like Chris Matthews is up there though, but man, like Lawrence O'Donnell though, like that guy's way more of an asshole than Matthews is.
I noticed.
I mean, by like a lot.
I don't really trust this study at all either. It's from 1,800 TV viewers. That is not that is not a very big cross section.
Yeah, because I don't even know who Scott Pelley. I don't know who the hell listens to this guy.
Well, that's the anchor for CBS Evening News. But that's the thing. Look at who's on this list because they just gave him these 24 people, and there's a lot of people that are much bigger assholes. Although Pierce Morgan is on the list, I don't like him. Bill O'Reilly, I don't really like him. But I wouldn't make him number one.
See, Pierce Morgan is like 17 too. Like he didn't get out of the top 20 because it's like it's the most popular to the least popular.
Yeah.
And just to see the different
Scott
people.
Pelley's the most popular.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper's actually second. They have it. Laura Logan on CBS.
Yeah, it's so funny because my wife grew up watching CBS Evening News, and when he took over, she stopped watching it because she doesn't like him. She does not like Scott Pelley.
Yeah. Morley Safer from 60 Minutes is on the list. Rachel Maddow was in the top 10, by the way. I didn't understand that one.
Ugh.
Then the Tamron Hall guy's 11. Oh, God, that guy sucks so bad. I mean, and the guy's at MSNBC. I love watching their ratings as bad as it is. Like, they've thrown people off. Like, you remember the Cenk Unger guy, right?
Yeah. I love him.
Do you know that I actually think that he gets more viewers on YouTube than MSNBC does as a show?
Absolutely.
As a network.
As a network, yeah, he does. The
Like, that's
Young
amazing.
Turks gets more than MSNBC. I have no doubt.
then they actually do some pretty decent stuff. I mean, they're produced somewhat well. I mean, I don't like a lot of their content, but you know, I like that guy though. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's wrong on so many things. It's not even funny.
I don't agree with him on everything, but yeah, he's
When it
really
comes
cool.
to the media complex and all that shit, he knows what's going on there because he's the one that outed MSNBC to begin with.
yeah.
He's the one that told the truth there because they told him, well, you got to just fall in line with whatever Obama's doing. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, well, we'll have to find someplace else for you then. and he was getting better ratings than the people before.
There's some good in everybody.
They kicked him off and put Al Sharpton on
Oh,
because
Well-
if there's anybody that'll follow directions, it's Al Sharpton.
yep.
Hey, let's let the racism industrial complex have its own show.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable, but
Didn't he come out saying he needed like his own judicial system? Recently, he said that African American community should have their own courts.
I didn't hear that.
Well,
It was just recently, like last month.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. But aren't you? Didn't the people that you claim that you're following in the steps of not want to go with separate but equal? like wasn't that like a big thing back in the day? Like you want your own court. Here's the thing: you want your own courts now.
wait a minute. Would that be going back to like the ship 'em back to Africa plan almost?
On it,
Like
sounds
give
a
them
little
their
bit
own
like it.
country and get,
You know that's the problem with Al Sharpton. Like what a dick he is. I feel so bad that this guy gets propped up. Like how in the hell is this guy getting propped up? You know, same thing with like Jesse Jackson. I mean, hell, I think Jesse Jackson actually killed somebody. You know, and his kid's in jail right now.
Yeah,
And again, they're not in jail because they're black. They're in jail because they're criminals.
like really big bad criminals.
David
Yeah.
Jolly gave him money, by the way.
Yeah, David Jolly helped buy him the Rolex that got him and put in prison.
Yep.
Ain't that a bitch? And but the Republicans let's elect him in office. Though. That's a good idea. Jesus. Oh my God.
Boring Oregon. That's probably
You're going
very
back.
accurate. I'm totally going back to it. I got to find the coolest city name.
I don't think you found. Well, I mean, you found some good ones though. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There's some good stuff.
Dead
out
Horse Creek. Funny Butt, Oregon. Yeah.
there. Hold on. Did you just say funny butt?
I did. Well, it may be Butte. I don't know.
Hold on. What is it? How's it spelled?
There's an E on the end.
Oh no, it's Funny Butte, man.
Funny Butte.
It's Funny
Damn it.
Butte. I'm sure they all call.
Well, how about
themselves-
Government Camp, Oregon?
Hey, hold on. What if you were from Funny Butt? Would you be called a Funny Butter, or a Funny Buter?
Funny Butter?
A Funny Butter? I don't know what you'd be called. We should call somebody from there right now and ask them.
Is that like cannabis butter? It is in Oregon.
I mean, it's still a couple
Sweet
hours.
Home, Oregon. Isn't that supposed to be in Alabama?
Maybe they have a Sweet Home in Alabama.
Wanker's Corner.
Wanker's Corner. I'm sure that's in Tampa too.
It's
It's off a 7th called Ybor Strip.
It's behind
Yeah.
the stadium. Just a mile down the road. Not even. You're good. You're definitely good there.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania. What? How do they? I mean, how do these names stay? That's the thing.
Scotrun, Pennsylvania. Looks very much like scrotum at first.
You got problems, dude. You seriously got problems.
Satan's Kingdom, Rhode Island.
Satan's Kingdom,
That's
Rhode
it.
Island.
Oh my
Satan's
God.
Kingdom, Rhode Island. Pull that up on Google Earth.
Yeah, you got to see where that
How
is,
did-
man.
It's like fire and brimstone and
Oh,
lava falling.
You said was Satan?
Satan's Kingdom.
And I think Kiss plays there every weekend.
Hell yeah.
Where's it in Connecticut?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
It's a small state. You should be able to find it pretty easily.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out right here.
Oral, South Dakota. Oral. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Big Lick, Tennessee.
Big Lick, Tennessee, huh? That's not bad. Now, there's a Satan Kingdom in Vermont, it's saying here.
Okay, this said Rhode Island.
Oh, what it's saying here is it's an unincorporated community in the town of Leicester in Allison County, Vermont, United States.
Probably a bunch of Satan worshippers.
You think so?
Possibly. Who knows? They did name it Satan's Kingdom.
They all live in Satan's Kingdom, so
That's crazy. That is some crazy names, by the way. What are you gonna do?
Coke, Texas.
COC?
No.
C-O-K-E?
C-O-K-E.
Ain't that something too, huh? Speaking of Cokes, they're fighting to restore a free society. In case you didn't know.
I'd buy that for $1.
You know, it's really weird because those guys could, if they were actually serious about doing that, it'd be nice. Really pisses me off that they're not.
Zipperlandville, Texas. Wow.
Zipperlandville, Texas.
Zipperlandville. Decide on one.
Yeah.
Zipperlandville. Is
Why
it
do you need-
Zipperland or
you know what?
Zipperville?
Why do you
One
need
of them.
3 names, man? Just take one name, man.
It's like a middle name.
Yeah, I don't need you. I don't need all 3 names right now. That's not. There's no need for that business.
Virgin, Utah.
Virgin.
Mosquitoville, Vermont. Poor Farm, Vermont. Butts, Virginia. B-U-T-T-S.
Virginia.
Butts, Virginia.
Yes.
Right now, that just made my wife laugh because I know she's listening.
And there's another lick skillet in Virginia.
What is with licking skillets? What
I
the
don't
hell is
know.
that?
Yeah, why do we need to lick? Well, I mean, if it's some really good food, maybe licking skillet's not a bad idea. But
How about Scotchtown?
Scotchtown.
Yeah. Wolftown. Big Beaver Valley, Washington.
you know, I really do think I want a name whiskey in it. You know what I mean?
Ghoul Creek, Washington.
Ghoul Creek.
Ghoul, yes.
That's crazy. By
That's
the way.
pretty cool. Starbuck.
The hell, they have like every corner, so you might as well have a town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Good point, by the way.
Beard's Fork.
I don't understand this computer, by the way.
Yeah, you're always on it.
No. Here's the thing. What I don't understand is, like, I go to some of these same websites all the time, and
That's why you get those viruses.
no. No, but it doesn't remember anything in this damn thing. Oh. You know what it is? I'm trying to go to other sites to go find stuff, and every time I keep running into these stories that I shouldn't be running into. So,
Ones you don't want to talk about.
well, you're not necessarily. I will tell you this, though.
What, like that skydiving story you were talking about?
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a very good story, by the way. That was funny.
Sexsmith, Alberta, Canada?
That's Canada. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Nothing
well-
in Canada counts.
Nothing.
Nothing
Well,
in
We
Canada.
can't move there.
well,
Yeah.
but if they've got a cool name, like South Dildo
There is a South dildo.
in Newfoundland.
Oh, you got problems, man. You definitely got problems. All right, I'm going to switch subjects on you there because you have beaten the dead horse on this one.
Sorry.
You really have. I know you're on a mission now, but that mission has killed the horse that you were riding on.
Okay.
It was a stallion for a while, though.
I'm
It
done.
was a stallion.
I went through the entire United States. Notice.
I have officially gone through the entire. When you get to Canada, it's time to go.
yeah. Well, all it takes is bringing up Canada to kill the bit.
You know, damn Canadians. Damn Canadians. Rob Ford smoked
I
a bit.
should have known. I should have just stopped at the United States.
I'll go movies on you, though. I'll go movies on you.
Okay.
Hey, are you familiar with the Captain America comic book?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know what this next movie's about then?
Yeah. Well, if it's following, and I believe it is,
I think
at
they're
least
trying
somewhat
to.
following
I think they're
canon,
trying
then yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on in this movie.
Ain't that something? You looking forward to it?
I am.
The trailer looked pretty awesome.
I will not be going to see it in the theater. I will be waiting for it on DVD and watch it in the comfort of my own home.
So my son wants to go see it. He wants us because the movie theater is doing a showing of the first one at 5, and then you sit there until midnight in the movie theater until it starts at midnight, because that's how packed it's going to be. That's how long the line's going to be. So if you want a ticket to the showing, the midnight showing, you got to get the ticket at the 5 o'clock showing of the first one, and then sit your ass the whole time. He thought I was going to let him do that. I was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
you know what, man? Honestly, you know you're a kid when you have dedication to do something like that. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll wait till the next day. You know, screw you. I ain't waiting in a movie theater for...
I'll be downloading that bitch on TV.
Yeah.
Like download, torrent.
Exactly.
Like,
Go to Panera Bread and torrent it off of their Wi-Fi.
Yep.
I do love Panera Bread. They have pretty good internet, too.
Mm-hmm.
They have pretty good
I was there
internet.
last night. Start talking about food. I had the Asiago steak sandwich.
Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
I get the same thing there every time.
What do you get?
I get the chipotle chicken with broccoli and cheddar soup.
Yeah, I usually get the broccoli and cheddar soup or the French onion soup in a bread bowl. Oh yeah.
Oh, I never get into the bread bowl.
Oh, the bread.
bread
You got to
bowl's
get in the
great.
bread bowl.
Especially the broccoli cheddar.
The broccoli cheddar, you got to be in the bread
I think I'm
bowl.
gonna have to do that tomorrow.
Usually what I end up doing is getting the broccoli cheddar in the bread bowl, and there's not enough soup really, so then I go get like a cup of the French onion and pour it in there, and yeah.
Oh, so you get like a
You,
broccoli
like, double
cheddar
dip.
French onion bread
Yeah.
bowl.
Like
There
you
go.
double dip your stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's allowed though.
Well, fuck you, I'm a libertarian.
I do
Well,
what
why
I
you
want.
always got to be throwing rules at me, man?
I do what I want. I do what I want. It is funny though.
I want to be able to walk into Panera with a gun, eat my bread bowl,
Smoking a J.
smoking a joint.
Yes. This is
I do love going to. I love Panera though. You know why? Because when we go out and work though, it's good that you can go. You can stay there all day long. They won't say nothing to you the whole time.
no. Especially if you buy something.
Oh, I always buy something. I would never go in there and not buy something. I think that's
Hell,
weird.
you at least get a drink. Jesus.
Yeah, at the minimum. At the minimum.
Yeah.
Some of them, and all of them are different too. That's the cool thing. I mean, they're all kind of like the same kind of style on the inside, but the layout of all of them are different. You know, because you got little
Yeah.
corners and places, and and they do that. That's cool though. I like that. I like how they do it, man.
Well, have you ever lost a dog?
Like to death, or just like lost? the
Like
dog?
just lost a dog, like your dog like disappeared out of the yard or
It
something?
used to disappear all the damn time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We'd find him, but we'd have to chase him down. He'd come back after he rolled around in dog shit and everything, and then he'd have to. And my parents would be like, "Oh, yeah, it's your job to clean him."
How far would he get?
Not far. He'd run around blocks and stuff.
Well, in Hamilton, Ohio, news story: a small dog that escaped its fenced-in yard in Texas was found outside a Southwest Ohio animal shelter,
God.
and its owners have no idea how he traveled more than 1,000 miles in a few days. It was a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix.
A Chihuahua and a Dachshund?
Yes,
What the hell does this dog look like?
he dug. It's not very big, I can tell you that.
It's got to be an ugly dog, though.
He dug a hole under a fence in his backyard,
Hold on, he dug
On
a
the-
hole all the way to Ohio?
just under the fence,
Oh,
and got out of the yard.
Oh, somehow he jumped on something.
On the
that was moving.
25th, and he was found today or yesterday in Ohio.
That dude just ran straight to Ohio. Hold on, did he go, was there anybody there?
He was
there a
found.
reason
He was
there?
found Saturday, tied to a bench outside the animal shelter in Hamilton, about 30 miles north of Cincinnati.
Hold on, tied to a what?
Tied to a bench,
So he had a collar and stuff?
apparently.
Oh, someone must have found him
Somebody
and tied
must
him
have
up there
found him.
and said, "Hey, put him in
Or
front of
stole him? Had a joyride with a dog for
Well, I mean, he's a Chihuahua
Penn State-
dachshund. He's not going to run 1,000 miles like that. Their legs aren't very long.
Damn.
That's pretty wild. Never had a dog get that far.
When I was a kid, it was the only time I really had dogs.
Yeah.
When I was 0 to 5. They weren't really my dogs. I was another inhabitant of the house when they were there, I guess you could say, really.
When I was a kid, I had a dog, a Malamute, and it was
Gesundheit.
well, that's a big dog, and it would get out because it would jump right over any fence. In fact, my dad tied it to a cemented-in swing set, and it dragged the swing set around the neighborhood over the fence.
Oh my God!
It's like the Marmaluke cartoons.
Yeah, it was a lot like
He
Marmaduke.
was that kind of dog?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
man,
huge.
Here's the
No,
thing.
Marmaduke.
Well,
was
he's not a
Dane.
mouse. Yeah, he's not the
Marmaduke
same
was a
kind of
Dane.
dog, but he's that big kind of a dog.
Well, I know it's not a species, but there's dogs that look that are that kind of dog, right?
No, Marmaduke was a Great Dane.
Yeah, Marmaduke's
Oh, it was a Great Dane? Oh,
Yeah.
My bad. I don't
It's a Malamute. Looks like a
Malamute.
giant, shepherd.
Is
or
it
something.
bigger than that?
I don't know.
It's
if
thicker than
bigger.
a Dane, not
Yeah,
as
it's
tall
much
as a Dane.
thicker. Yeah, I don't think it's as tall though.
Kind of like a small bull mastiff.
Yeah, it's a big dog. I remember it from when I was a kid, and it was huge. I used to try and ride it.
I'm not a dog person at all anymore. I don't even hate dogs or anything. I just don't want one myself, and most of them bark at me, so. Which does not make fun when you
It's
go
like
walk
when you go to
around.
the Capitol building.
I like animals, but
I'm like the other way in the Capitol building, yeah. I
like
walk around barking at people.
I like animals, but I don't like anything living in my house that can't use indoor plumbing. So I don't really want pets or anything like that unless they can learn to use the toilet, because I really don't want to clean up shit after anybody. I even told my wife, he's on probation. When my son was born. It's like, he better learn to use this toilet fast.
He's got 5 years. He's got 5 years. He don't learn how to do that thing by then. He's out. He can go on crack if he wants. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to use the word crack.
Anywhere where you can throw a crack.
There was an opening in there. I had to go with crack. Just right there. Like you have to say it like that. It's almost like mandatory. I think at this point.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hate Facebook, by the way. Just for the record.
Man does C-section on dead porcupine, saves baby. Oh, gotta open that story. A Maine man in search of a valuable mineral cut open a dead porcupine on the side of the road and unexpectedly pulled out its baby. What? Jared Bazell of Lisbon says he was searching for wild mushrooms. What? This story just keeps getting better.
What?
Wow.
When he saw a porcupine get hit by a car, Bazell says he'd heard that a valuable mineral deposit used in Chinese medicine formed in the stomachs of porcupines. Then he cut open the dead porcupine to search for the mineral and instead found the baby.
Great. You saved the baby porcupine. Fantastic.
He said he thought the baby porcupine was dead until he started massaging it and it began breathing.
What? Boy, people are crazy.
He's caring for the baby at home and plans to give it to a licensed wildlife rehabilitator. Oh my God. He was out looking for mushrooms, saw a porcupine get hit, heard about a rare Chinese mineral that forms in their stomachs, and cut it open and does a C-section and finds a baby. This is incredible.
This guy's
That's it. Hold on. What was the date of the article?
Hold on.
040114.
3/29/14.
Oh, was it 3/29?
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, then it's.
I don't think there's any.
Then it's true. If it didn't happen on April Fool's, then it's true.
It might be. I mean, it still might be false, but at least we can't rule it out right then and there on the spot. So.
In this list of weird news, there's only one story on April Fool's Day, and it is ones that I saw the pictures from. It's the tree trimmer hospitalized with the chainsaw in the neck.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was not an April Fool's. He was not having a good day.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of places to live.
Oh yeah, did you see that?
No, I didn't see that at all. Although that building looks like it's not a place where I want to
It's not Mount Pisa or the Tower of Pisa. That's for damn sure. Mount Pisa. That's funny.
Mount Pisa.
Look at that road. Do you think you can travel on that road? I can't believe nobody died in this thing. Oh, the
Which one is that?
The one in Chile.
You know this is radio.
Well, only a couple people did. Yeah, they had this.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at pictures from.
I don't even know what I'm talking about either because it's all written in some other language. Hey, everything should be in American. You know, what are they doing?
If it's on the internet, it should be in American.
Yeah, if it's on the internet, it should be in American.
What's wrong with having an American internet?
Yeah, exactly. We just gave it up. That's why it is. Thank you, Obama, bastard. It's all Obama's fault in this one. Actually, it's not really. I mean, we can blame him for a lot of things, but that one's not really it, though. That's okay, though. Screw him anyway. You know, you're not America, so it didn't happen.
How into cryptozoology are you?
Honestly, I'd have to know what it is to be able to tell you that.
Like
so into it.
The study of like mythical creatures like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and stuff like that. Do you believe in any of those things?
Yeah. I think there's a Bigfoot.
You think there's a Bigfoot?
Yeah, I think there's a Bigfoot. I think there's probably a Loch Ness Monster, too.
I think there's validity to anything that is that big, because there's too many people have seen too much crap to say that, you know.
Yeah, and I have no time or no difficulty believing that there's a species out there that wants to avoid us at all costs and runs and hides every time it sees us. And
well, I think the Loch Ness Monster is one of those things where, like, I think it was just one of those dinosaurs that made it through or something.
Yeah,
possible. Loch Ness Monster, I'm not sure about at this point.
It's probably Loch Ness.
I'd like to drain that lake to find out for sure, though.
Well, part of the reason why you can't really say for sure is because it's a big damn lake. You know,
that's what I'm saying. I want to be able to drain that thing. We should be able to drain it. They ought to start draining it right now.
The Kraken.
The Kraken.
We know the Kraken.
Kraken. What about the Kraken? Let me get $5.50. I gave him $3 the other day. Damn woman, I tell you, don't give it a man like this about the $3.50. That was the best. That was the best South Park ever, by the way. That was one of the best. You ever watch South Park?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. So you remember the Succubus episode, right?
Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about when Chef's parents came? It was like they tell the story and be like, and this guy walked up and asked for. He said, "Let me get $3.50." Then I realized that he was a mythical monster from the Paleontology era, and I said, "Get out of here, you damn luck, mother!" Yeah, I give him a dollar. Damn it, that's why I keep coming back, woman. That was the best. Honestly, you know how high you have to be in order to figure that one out? Like, in order to get there in that skit, you know how fucked up you have to be?
Oh, that whole.
I haven't even seen it in that much weed. I don't even know what it is. It's some shit from the Paleozoic era. That's for damn sure, though. God bless him.
I said that the greatest
show is so
episode is the Jesus fights the devil. That is the greatest. It's so sacrilegious, and coming from a family of a bunch of ministers, it's awesome.
Yeah, they hold no they hold no prisoners though. They take no prisoners. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They hold no punches. They
hold no punches.
Hold no punches.
Whatever.
No holds barred.
No holds barred. Then they use chairs. They use
They
chairs.
use chairs.
I mean, they literally did Chef so wrong. It wasn't even funny. They end up for his last episode. He was part of an organization that went out and molests young boys.
Oh my God!
Remember? That's what he did. Remember, he's in the ravine at the end,
was a
and then they
priest?
kill him. Yeah, they killed him at the end of it.
Oh really?
Well, because he made fun of They made fun of Scientology, and he's a Scientologist, and he quit.
Yeah.
So they took all of his voiceover stuff that he'd done before and made the last episode using all the voiceover stuff, so they could basically have him say whatever he wants to, because he did so many years of footage that
Sure.
you could just cut and paste all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they really did him wrong. Isaac Hayes was not happy.
No, well. They were like, you gonna fuck with us.
Don't piss off the South Park people.
Yeah, would. Oh, don't piss off Scientologists. Watch this. Don't piss
Well,
off.
here's the thing. Chef had no problem with all the other people they were making fun of, but when it comes to him, then he's got a problem.
Exactly. Oh, did I hit a nerve?
Yep.
Did it get too close to home there for you, Isaac?
That's funny. Those guys are classic, by the way. I mean, they really have. I mean, I think about how long South Park's been on.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
The second Chef Parent episode is the better one.
The second Chef Parent episode.
Where Kenny's soul is inside Cartman because he was
You know what?
and Cartman drank him thinking he was chocolate milk mix.
I remember.
Yeah,
the
that was a
premise.
good one though. But
that was
a
the
better.
best one.
Well, hold on. That was a better episode overall, but not a better viewing of Chef's Parents. I wouldn't think though.
No, because
I mean, there were so many of the stories.
And all the voodoo stuff and everything.
Oh no, I like the
And it's
350.
coming out now.
I like the 350. Yeah. Well, that was pretty funny actually. Hold on though, that was actually. I'm gonna have to rethink this. Damn, that's tough. You know what? Honestly, that's tough. But I don't know. I thought the Succubus episode was good.
Child. Well, we weren't gonna ask where you got it. I mean, none of this ringing bells.
No. I'm just trying to think if that one was better though. I don't know. If it was. I don't know. I don't know. I can't be for sure on that.
Huge headdress, and they're all voodooing.
I don't remember seeing that part. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that part then, because I don't remember that thing. Damn it!
And then he goes in the pot roast.
Yeah.
And then she wraps it up in tinfoil and tells
Oh, I
him
love
to go
pot.
home.
I love pot roast though.
Oh yeah.
You got him talking
Yeah.
about
Now,
food.
now,
pot
now we're
roast,
going pot roast.
Damn, that's some good stuff though. You know,
Yeah.
real tender too.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
Well, don't talk about food, man. You know what happens. That's the rules, man. That'll be someone on the wall that says, "Don't mention food in front of Alex unless you want to talk about it." There's nothing wrong with that, though. It don't make you bad. It don't make you a
carrots and
bad person.
potatoes and
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I remember Mom used to make that. See, it's all Greg's fault.
In the crock pot all day.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? You spied on me when I was home. That's a bunch of crap. Could be worse. You could have seen me while I was doing crack. I'm sorry. I've now officially drove crack into the ground. I fed the horse crack till he died. I apologize.
Wow, why can't like the delivery error in my favor like this? Seattle man goes to police after getting surprise pot shipments.
They were sent to the wrong.
Oh,
A
surprise.
Seattle man who became concerned after receiving 2 surprise packages of marijuana in the mail within a month took the shipment of about a half an ounce of plastic wrapped pot to police. When the first package arrived last month, the man threw it in the garbage. But on Monday, after another package reached his front door, he took it to authorities.
All right, look.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Hang on a second here, man. Hang on a second here. That's a violation of the NAP, man. Honestly, that's dead. How are you going to take a whole bag of weed that you got for free in the mail to the cops? Look, I can even understand maybe you being a little nervous and not smoking it because it might be laced with some shit. Maybe give it to a friend first, find out what happens, and then start smoking some, I guess.
Authorities said the pot mailed to the Seattle man's home came marked return to sender insufficient postage and had been addressed to a business in Georgia. It listed the man's home as the return address.
He's like, dude, someone's setting me up.
Federally, it's still considered a crime, so you absolutely cannot, under any circumstance, send marijuana through the mail.
Are they busting the guy, though?
I don't know.
No, they can't be busting the
She
guy.
said a similar incident happened about a year ago when another man brought in pot that had been sent to his address, listed as the sender, citing insufficient postage. In both cases, police documented the pot before destroying it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I always destroy mine, too.
Yeah. Their ass destroyed. They smoked that shit.
Well, that's how I destroy it.
Yeah. They lit it up one J at a time.
When I'm done with it, it is destroyed.
It's a good point, by the way. It's a very good point. So do you think that what happened there is that somebody was not wanting to send pot to their address, so they sent it to another address hoping they could intercept the package?
No, I think that they just put a random address on there in case it came back that it didn't come back to their house. That's what I would do. If I was sending weed in the mail, I would not want my name on the return address.
Yeah, no. Let me FedEx it.
just to help anybody that's considering doing this. That's why this happened. Somebody was smart enough to realize not to put their own name on the return address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He walks in and they arrest his ass.
Yeah, that sucks, by the way. And what a dumbass for turning it in, though. Like, really, though.
Why would you even take the risk? You're like, listen, no, I'm on my way to the police station to drop it off. No, I just pulled you over.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No, really, I'm on my way to the police station.
Sure.
I was going to drop this stuff off there because it got mailed to me.
Yeah, step out of the car, please. Hands where I can see them. We're gonna need to further check. What are you doing over there, man?
I'm trying to burn the place down.
Don't burn the place down. That's not a good time.
It's a $1,200 boom mic.
Yeah. That's a good time. That is a good time. I'll go with that one. That is a good time. Damn.
Speaking of getting pulled over by the police, you see this guy here? Another one.
Oh, that's an old one. No, I've seen that one, though. This is really a good one, though.
He gets pulled over with a DUI checkpoint and goes off on the cop. And the cop's like, what do you mean there's a constitution? And through the course of the night, 250 vehicles passed through, and they found one guy.
One guy.
And 249 other people.
But they made a whole bunch of other money on some of the other stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're like
32 citations. That paid for the night.
2 child restraint device citations.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what this stop is for? Is that why you have this checkpoint?
Yeah. We're looking for drunk people, and you know what? Your seatbelt is not on properly on your child's car seat.
You're looking for drunk people. That's why you have dogs. That's why you have a SWAT team over in the parking lot behind you. That's what's going on here.
You now owe me $150 for that seatbelt not being on correctly on your child's car seat.
Yep. That's what they do.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Damn revenue generators.
God.
But who's going to fix
Damn
who's gonna
police
build the roads,
state.
though?
Who's going to build the roads?
Who's going to build the roads? These guys. Yeah.
They build them so they can fine us for using them.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is here, they've tried to do these checkpoints in Pasco a couple times, and then they end up never doing them. Like, they get everybody in a tizzy, and then they don't do them. Then again, I don't drive on the wrong roads on Saturday night, so.
Don't drive during bar hours. Oh, wait. That's what I'll be doing here in a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh, It is amazing, these checkpoints, though. And people go and mess with them now on purpose. Like, I think one of the reasons that the cops stopped doing them as much is because people started messing with them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it is completely, what they're doing is unconstitutional, so.
Yeah.
And you get enough people messing with
You know,
it.
after all the videos that surfaced with cops trying to grab guys that were, open carry, they don't even bother. If you legitimately are open carry, they're like, you know what, this is a setup. I'm not even bother pulling this guy over and talking to him. No,
They tried to, the one guy, remember Liberty County, the guy did it, and the guy arrested him, and then the sheriff let him go, and then they removed the sheriff.
Yeah.
Then he won the case, though, and he's back in, though, but what a bunch of dicks they were. They thought we were going to be able to get away with one on that one. The good guys won that day. They don't win every day, but boy, they won that day. Big time. He had his day in court, and thank God justice prevailed. Oh, that's why everything's got to go jury trial, man.
Yeah.
Last line of defense, man. Feed you. Feed you.
Yeah.
Better than crack.
Crack. You can run for mayor, but only in Canada.
Dude, well, no, you can smoke crack on from mayor in America. You can go to the nation's
Washington,
capital.
D.C.?
Hell yeah. Marion Barry.
Barry.
Got caught on video smoking crack
Smoking crack with 2 prostitutes.
with hookers. Got reelected.
Yeah. Fuck Rob Ford.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Rob Ford's an amateur compared to
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
This guy was the innovator. He's just a duplicator.
Marion Barry's watching news
He's
stories
a-
about Rob Ford
Yeah.
going,
I can beat him. I can beat him.
Yeah, screw that. Hey, I don't care if that fat Canadian's trying to take one over on me. He ain't got it on video, bitch. I mean, smoking crack on video with hookers and can win re-election. Here's the thing. If
Alex,
you're a-
how did you not win when you could do
I
that?
wish I knew. I honestly wish
Maybe
I
you
knew.
should have. Maybe you should have been
I
smoking crack
probably-
and with hookers. And
Honestly, I would think that's probably one of the prerequisites now.
the thing is, you can't do that as a libertarian because it's not surprising.
they're like,
It's not surprising he's a Democrat or Republican anymore either, to be honest with you. Look, you got the guy in California.
hookers and blow. At least we get Rubio.
Yeah. Look,
That's your next campaign slogan.
yeah. Look, first thing you get is that guy in California, right, who's one of the biggest anti-gun people in the world, gets busted for running guns. Like, are you kidding me?
No, he still has a job though. I'm
Yeah.
sure of it. He'll.
Guys, it's one of the biggest, anti-gay legislators or whatever. They get caught in a bathroom stall with another guy. Like
Every time.
Every time. What is it, man? What? I don't understand the need to try to cover it up that bad when you don't have to say anything to begin with. You can just keep your mouth shut.
Well, it's one of the. It's like the guilty conscience thing.
Sure.
Whatever they're fighting against the most is what they've got their dirty little fingers into.
Yeah.
Because they want to
Wasn't
be
that
able to
dude in
control
South
what's
Florida?
going on in that issue.
Wasn't that dude in South Florida just recently
With
with the drugs?
Trey Radel.
Was that him?
Oh, yeah. Trey Riddle
Obamacare drove me to drinking, which drove me to coke.
was a great, and did a great interview with me, too, when I was running. Because he
Yeah.
was a radio guy before he ran for office.
Yeah.
He was good. He was just coke. That's what crack will do to you, man.
Driving to the Republicans.
That guy he was, as a radio guy, the funny part about it is we thought about it later on. Like, if he was the radio guy, talking about him, he would have skewered himself. Like, he would have
Right.
killed himself on the radio.
Oh, sure.
And I can't believe he's like, just. And then he went down he went down the politician road too, which really sucks. At that point, you gotta just be honest. So you got caught smoking crack, man, or doing coke. Like, man, I like coke sometimes, man. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'll go get some help, but you're gonna give, and then you gotta resign then at that point. Just
I'll go
resign.
get some help.
I'll get some.
I can't do this whole thing by myself. I gotta go get some of my boys. Maybe a couple of hookers.
You know what? And if you are a congressperson, by the way, wouldn't you
And you're
have
listening to the
somebody
show.
else go get your stuff though?
How many assistants do you have? Can't you send one of them to go get your stuff for you?
Or at least somebody you trust, a trusted aide or something. Not even an assistant, like a trusted, somebody that's with you though. You can't just let anybody go get your coke though. You know what I mean? Like, you can't let
Right.
Page Boy go get your coke.
Nah,
You got to have like somebody.
I'd probably
He
just.
probably knows where to get the best stuff.
He might though.
I probably know somebody that like delivered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get busted, Trey. See, that's why
I
you
don't
gotta-
have it mailed to your house.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, though, there's a lot of they have a percentage of the packages that are actually shipped via UPS and FedEx that are filled with marijuana.
No, I'm sure.
Like a pretty decent amount, by the way.
See, I would just become friends with the ambassador to Colombia.
Just hang out with him.
Of your congressman? Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
It's the
use your
biggest-
connections, man. Come
Switzerland.
on.
I go,
What exactly do you want?
I mean, why are you down on the streets of D.C. buying from quarter dealers when you're a freaking congressman?
Yeah.
Like,
Call the ambassador to Colombia. Come on.
you guys want some guns? I mean, our government gives them to you anyway, but I'll make sure you
trade
get a
a
couple
box
extras.
of M16s for a box of cocaine.
or call the CIA and get it direct.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
they'll
hey,
probably give you a discount.
hey, that big ship that you guys have coming into the port in L.A., hey, save me a little bit of that, all right?
Yeah.
Somebody get a little bit for the cataracts. Let me get a little something for the cataracts.
You did not put in on this, man.
What a great show that was. That's another one of those shows. The
I
first time
love
you
that
saw
movie.
it, the
Oh
first
my
time you saw it,
God.
you laughed so hard your stomach hurt the next
I
day.
could do that whole movie. I watched it too many times.
It's really good though.
Big Worm.
messing with my money, like messing with my emotions. Smokey. I steal from my mama if I steal from you.
I ain't the smartest man in the world, but from back here, it looks like you taking a shit.
Smokey. That was a good show. It's too bad they tried to make.
Between
a
you and me,
sequel.
I clean all that shit up for you for $2.
It really does suck that they tried to make a sequel of that.
Yeah.
There was no need for that.
Well, the first sequel, it was not as good as the first, but it was okay. It was decent.
Tolerable.
Watchable. The rest.
The rest were like Beverly Hills Cop 4.
House Party 3.
Yeah. House Party 2. Not 3, 2. 1 was okay. No, nothing after that. Again, just do 1 and be done. Take out your curtain call at the right time, you know. But they wouldn't do it. Eraserhead looking mug. And he was white too. I don't care what anybody says.
Was that a Jufro?
It might have been. It might have been.
You kill me.
The 80s. What a good time. Was that the 80s or the 90s?
No, I was
It was late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, I was like,
I thought it was in high
High
school
school.
then though.
Yeah.
no, I was in high school.
Well, I graduated in 93.
I'm 92, so
Oh,
right
yeah,
about the same time.
That's the responsible people from those years. I actually, you know, what the funny part is, I literally went to high school. I threw a rock where high school was. That is kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really get that far. Actually, I've been around the world. I came back. I'm like, screw this, man. This place is okay. I'm familiar with this place.
Been to a lot of places. And
Do you think familiarity is because you're already familiar with something that adds to your like of an area?
oh, absolutely.
all
It also
depends.
adds to your disdain for
Disdain
an area
of it,
too,
yeah.
because everybody hates their hometown. They hate the place they grew up, and then you like leave, and then you get nostalgia for it, and then like maybe you move back, and then like 15 years later, you're like, man, fuck this place.
You know what? The way I looked at it is though, because I've lived in a bunch of other places, and most of those other places sucked. Mm-hmm. Like they were way pretentious or way one thing or way something else, but none of them were there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird, but I love Newport Richie for that reason.
Gotta find the balance.
You know what?
The Tampa Bay
My
area
kind of
is-
crazy and my kind of like, my kind of crazy lives in Newport Richie. The kind
you
that
go.
will literally walk their kid to school with no shoes on.
and wear tin hats.
Well, I don't think they wear 10 hats though. Well, they put 10 on their walls though, like 10 in other places though. I have seen a lot of that.
Well, Alex, do you know what's going on in those houses? Apparently, the sheriff doesn't know what that
those
means.
are the
But
grow houses.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's other
Those
one-
roofs just last longer. They're more environmentally friendly.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you could throw a rock from my house and you could hit a grow house. I'm actually
sure.
surprised there's not more of them because there's a lot of houses that are just in decay and whatever. I'm surprised somebody buying these houses and putting them in there. It makes so much sense to do that because
Well,
people hate them right now. So if you moved in there and actually cleaned up the outside of it, made it look presentable on the inside, and then just kind of stuck a little grow house in there, people would not even care. Like even if they caught you, they'd be like, "Well, at least he's cleaning up the place." Nobody else would
Yeah.
because there's rats living in the other ones now.
Free market capitalism.
That's right.
Oh man, if we could just make it legal. I think they should tear them down and build freaking like the neighborhood should buy them and tear them down, build a little park there. Not with government money, just everybody just either collect money. Think about it: $30,000 to buy it, you 50 neighbors or whatever. You pay so much money per month, you get the money together to buy it. You could do it and make it a park. People would be happy because then everybody could go right there. It'd actually promote like neighborhoods.
Where does it go when all those people die off?
I think what you can do is it's something called a permanent land trust that would stay within the members or whatever.
Okay.
And then you could just, will it to the... It's almost like making it community property, but not having the government deal with it, having...
That's my fear. How are we going to keep the government from swallowing it?
Private land trust, like a private land trust. An irrevocable, I think is what it's called.
Irrevocable.
Something like that.
Irrevocable?
Irrevocable. No, you could make some kind of a private land trust with it. And
Okay.
Do you get to buy out?
see, I think that you would not be able to do that, though. It would be... Because you wouldn't be able to get out of it because you're not doing it... You're not doing it for an investment property. You're doing it to make a park to give it, basically to give it to the community, I guess you could say. But you're not doing it through the government. You're doing it through private means, though.
Right.
And it would get rid of the houses. One of the other problems in Pasco County, this happens all over the place, is inventory right now. Like, there's too much inventory.
Right.
There's more inventory than there are people that want the inventory. So you got to get rid of some of this crap, especially in places like Pasco, because it's, everybody's on top of each other, And like Pinellas, but there's nothing you can do in Pinellas. You're effed in Pinellas.
Yeah.
Like, just deal with it now.
It's they packed way too many people into
You're
it.
screwed. You're screwed. You could move to Pasco is what you should do.
I've thought about it.
Newport Richie, look, and it's not even a big city either.
If you become mayor, I'm definitely moving here.
I'm not running this time. Election's next week.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, election's next week. I'm going for probably Langford. Yeah, probably Langford. I don't like Marlowe. I really don't like Marlowe. Langford's no better, though. Marlowe's I like to tell you what to do kind of guy, though. But we stayed out of the race. We didn't have our candidate in the race, so I wish we did, though. Would have been nice. It doesn't take that many votes to win that race either,
Do
man.
we have any options?
Not right now. Not for this year. Next year we will, though.
But didn't a libertarian?
Malter.
Yeah. Well, a
He didn't wanna
libertarian
run
was
this
the
time.
mayor before, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Uh,
McPherson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the
Well,
law.
so
office.
as president, there's precedent set for that. Then.
Oh yeah, no, you could win it. You could definitely win it. It don't take much. I mean, honestly, you have hundreds of no. How many people went out and voted? It was 10%, and there were 8,000 people that could have voted. So 800 people voted in the last election for 2 city council seats. So yeah, 800 people voted, and Mike lost by 40 votes.
Ugh.
But there's 8,000 people that could vote, so it was like 10%, and that was up from the 5% the last time they had the election.
Wow.
This one will be a low turnout again, though. I guarantee you. I don't think it'll be a big one because it wasn't. There's not a whole lot going on. I will see though. Maybe I might be wrong, but I think it'll be. We weren't involved. We were not involved. We had way too much other crap going on. With Lucas's race and everything else, we didn't have time to even look at this race, and we had nobody running. I mean, if it was going to be, it would be me. I wasn't going to run this time. I'm going to run for city council next time though.
Are you?
Maybe in 2015. Maybe. We'll see. City council would be the only seat I'd be allowed to run for if I was even allowed to run for a seat. But these two ain't gonna let me. They're gonna veto that shit. Just veto it like it's going out of style. I'd be like, nope. And I'd need their help to do it. So I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could start if you want to win that race. To be honest with you, you got to be a little bit involved right now. But name recognition will go a long ways. And in that one, I'd actually have a little bit now. I could start in January, hit it hard for 3 months, and you could win that thing. You could do it like a 90-day sprint race. You have to be a little set up beforehand, but it wouldn't take much. Because there's only one precinct. Well, they only go to one precinct. But if you hit enough of the neighbors and really did a get-out-the-vote effort, it wouldn't take but 15 people working solid, you win. 15.
Mayor.
You'd you'd win mayor too, but this next one's for city council next year. What it does is they do 2 city councils, or no, they do 2 and 2, or maybe it's 6-year terms and they do 2, 2 and 1. I think it's what it's 6-year terms. They do 2, 2 and 1. So like every 1 year it's city council, 1 year, or it's 3-year terms. So 1 year it's city council, 2 seats, and they're all both on the same ballot. So you have as many people running as possible, and the top 2 win. Then for mayor, it's its own race. It's all by itself. And then the next time is the other 2 city council because there's 5 people altogether, including the mayor. And they get paid nothing. $25. Oh no, maybe $250 is what they get paid. That's all they get paid for city council in Newport Richie.
Like $250 a year.
Yeah, nothing. I mean,
So you got to have another job still.
Oh yeah,
That's the way it should be for all of them.
yeah. It's nice that way though.
Yeah.
The
You
only
still have to live under the laws that you.
but what they do that, but you know who makes it like city managers and stuff like that are making a whole bunch of money.
Well, yeah.
And these guys are making side deal money anyway, though. If you're the mayor, you get more. They're doing business with each other, and it's all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like to be the mayor, though.
You'd like to be the mayor.
Mayor Snicker. I have an uncle who was the mayor of the town I lived in Iowa. He hated it because they called his ass all the time. They knew his phone number. You know what I'm saying? Small town.
Mm-hmm.
They knew his phone number. They call him up. Dwayne, what's wrong with the roads?
Because the government's in charge of it.
Yeah.
Who's going to build the roads?
I got potholes on my road. He hated it. But there's not really murders or anything, so he's not dealing with those problems. So he's dealing with, just people bitching. He's got to get to you.
So you're Mayor Alex?
Mayor Snicker.
Mayor Snicker. What do you do with the hacienda?
I'd sell the shit out of that thing right off the bat. Sell it.
That's what I
Just
said.
get rid of it. Get it working. Get it doing something.
Yeah, well, why don't
It's a
you just
great
have,
building.
Why don't you have some rich guy would love to just buy it? Why would you just buy it and live in it? Someone would absolutely do it.
Yeah.
The only other option that I could see with the hacienda, and again, I don't know how much it is, because all they do is pay for the rent on it right now, or pay for the interest on it. Like they're not even paying down the debt on it. Like the city wanted to buy it, but then they don't pay the debt on it though.
Right.
So all they do is pay the debt. They don't pay any principal on it.
They just refi it over and over and just pay the interest.
What I would like to see them do is to actually try to put up a fund together and to collect them. I have another private organization put the fund together, collect it, and then try to do it something and mix it in with the park or something. I like having parks and shit. It's not a bad thing to have the parks, but
North Pinellas Museum.
look, that whole area right there has got a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but it's got some little stuff in there. They got Peace Chapel there. They got the big lake that's there. The other area that used to be the church that they tore down is all barren right there. Like, you could make some really cool stuff in downtown Newport Richey. You could make Newport Richey like not a bastion, definitely not, but you could up the
Desirability.
Yeah, the desirability of Newport Richey. You definitely could. It would not be hard. Honestly, you got to just get the government the hell out the way is what you got to do.
Right.
They're worrying about busting hookers unconstitutionally here.
Like, we can't have a park because the kids will go get high.
I love Sims Park, though.
Well,
That's cool.
Gotta do something with all the product being grown in the grow houses.
Legalize that shit. Start taxing that shit.
Why you gotta tax it? Just
Well,
legalize
exactly.
it.
Sell it.
Isn't that what we're not
I
supposed
mean,
to
I don't think we're gonna be able to avoid it, but can we not push that side of it?
Well, I wouldn't push the taxation part of it. I'm just saying, though. Here's the thing. When it comes to that, if you grow it yourself, I don't think there should be any laws against that, but like any tax on that. But if you're going to start selling it, whatever. If they're going to do a tax on it, as long as I can keep getting high.
I'm not pushing for legalize and tax it. I'm just pushing for legalize because I know they're going to tax it. So I don't have to tell them to tax it because they're going to tax it.
Yeah,
they're going to tax anything they can tax. Just legalize it, please, and I'll fucking deal with the tax just like everything else.
Did you see the reports coming out, by the way, on the police officer side? Because they see this stuff coming. And they're talking about how much money that they're going to lose in revenue because if they make it legal, that they can't do all those. They can't do all those
bashing in people's houses.
Well, they get federal funds based on how many drug busts they do because of the war on drugs.
Well, not just that though, but they get to keep the money.
Yeah, they get to keep all the money from the drug busts
It's like
as
an
well.
extortion, right? They're like the mob,
and all the cars and all that they take.
They're worse than the mob. The mob would leave you with a car.
Yeah. No, the mob wants to let you stay in business.
Yeah.
Because they want
their tax.
Exactly. The government comes and just takes the stuff and leaves you done. You're in jail.
No Vaseline or nothing, by the way.
Yeah. See, that's why the mob's better. They don't have cages.
Yeah. Well, they have cement boots though.
Well, so
shoes.
does the government. They have bullets.
Good point.
They have bullets and electric chairs. Come on. They don't need cement boots.
The mob has
and
rules.
cement boots.
The mob has rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least it's the code of conduct.
They have their own internal rules that they follow.
Yeah, at least you know who not to piss off.
Yeah. Well, we know the sheriff, and we know what's cool is knowing the police chief though.
Yeah.
Because we helped to help that guy get elected when he was running for sheriff, and then he became the police chief. I mean, I never talked to him. I've talked to him like 3 times the whole time, so it's not like you throw it. Like I would never, you never go there and try to ask for a favor or anything like that. Even though one time we just said, look, man, there might be some trouble at our house, man. So if we call, man, you better come quick because somebody's going to get shot. So,
Yeah, as opposed to what 911 would have done.
well, but I'm saying is, no, we would call them directly. Like, we would call them directly, like, look, you need to get somebody over here immediately. Like, don't fuck around. City limits. And they're always, honestly, the Newport Richie's not very big. So what happens is that even a cop that's on the other side of the city ain't that far away. They get over there quick on you.
Right.
It ain't like I'm living in, nice digs. I mean, it's average for Pasco, That's what I'm saying. They got to knock some of these freaking houses down. A lot of people are complaining about it, too.
Oh, there's a ton of vacant homes. You know what I found amazing, too, is when we were walking for Mike during his campaign, the amount of felons that live in this area.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of people that I was like, hey, we got a libertarian candidate. He's not a Republican or a Democrat. He wants to legalize weed. And they're like, I would do it, but I'm a felon. I can't vote. That was like every third house. There was like a ton of felons that live in Newport Richie.
I'd like to be able to see felons get their rights restored, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You need a movement to help them get their rights restored first, and then you can...
There is a movement going on to get their rights
there
restored.
is.
Yeah.
I think Rand Paul was talking about it. He had a thing going up on Kentucky. He's like, the kid's 18 years old, gets a felony for doing pot when he was in college. He's like now 45.
Still in jail.
Well, he's 45 and he's had a felony, so he can't vote. It's like, this is a totally different person when you're 45 than when you were 18 in college.
But, and I don't think they should be able to take your rights away for that.
No.
Especially for a drug charge, man, they shouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, definitely not for a drug charge.
No.
Like murder, maybe. You should probably be in jail.
Yeah, I was going to say for murder.
But if you do your crime,
there should be no polling booths in the prison. So, I pretty much draw my line there. If you're in prison, you shouldn't be able to vote. Other than that, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I agree with you there. When you're in jail,
What about insanity? What if you're crazy?
Who is it?
there's a chance you might vote for the right person.
You have a shot.
There's a shot there.
I mean, the people we're voting for are crazy.
No, this is true. A bunch of psychopaths.
Life is all about finding people who are your kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually very, very true.
Because we're all crazy.
Because we don't automatically restore the rights here. We're only one of 3 states, by the way, that do that strip all individual past felony convictions of their civil rights. Right to vote, you know what I'm saying? I think right to bear arms, too. Like, you can't even own a gun anymore then at that point.
Right.
Now, what I would say is, and this is a weird part, though, if you have been convicted of shooting somebody and killing them, and you get out of jail, should you be allowed to own a gun again? Like, I'm not all the way on that.
That's a whole, should Michael Vick be allowed to hold a dog?
That's a good point, by the way. That is a good point. I don't know the answer to that one. I'll figure that one out.
I think while you're in jail, you can't vote. You can't have a gun. You can't
do your time.
Yeah, do your time. You get out of prison.
You're a free person again.
You're a free person again, and there's no reason that you need to be on a list or have all your rights taken.
So
away.
would you support like stronger sentencing
for some things?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Yeah,
stronger sentencing.
It's like if you touch a kid, you're done.
Well, the whole thing is, I would decriminalize pretty much all nonviolent victimless crimes,
right.
And there would be plenty of room in the prisons for these people to
all
spend longer terms. And
exactly,
people who want to beat you up and take your stuff or rape you and kill you, they need to be locked away, and I'm fine with that. But people who are smoking weed or like. They were out in some guy's farm looking for mushrooms. I'm sorry, these guys don't need to have all their rights taken away for life, and they don't need to spend years in prison for it.
Sure, I would agree.
And just because you paid to have sex with a woman does not mean that. I mean,
you should go to jail.
Yeah, you should not go to jail. You should not.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you gotta go Carlin on that one.
Or because you're taking money from someone for sex, you should not go to jail. I mean, these things are ridiculous.
Well, it's just the government's way to say, we want to punish you for not regulating it.
They're just mad because they can't tax poontang.
Exactly.
They should be able to, though.
Well, I mean,
they can figure out a way.
Like, figure out a way.
Nevada does it.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference between if you're a porn star, you're getting paid to have sex. Well,
I agree with you
if you're a
there.
hooker, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the difference? It's just
a video
it's just
camera.
the video camera, and the government.
And
can't
and probably
get the
more
money.
acting. Probably more acting.
Yes, probably much more acting.
You know. Well, I don't know. I might have to act in the other one. Depends on the guy, though. I guess. On that note, it's 12:34.
Wow.
Yeah.
That hour friggin' flew by.
And
Did it.
What were you gonna say, James?
Dave Hyatt's like, yeah, let's not give give inmates guns. Maybe we should give the inmates guns. That would be great. Yeah,
Well-
clear up the prison. There you go.
Just fill the prison with cameras and put it on cable.
There-
Actually put it on public access.
There you go.
No, you got to put on pay-per-view.
No.
Pay-per-view event.
Yeah, you got pay-per-view. That way you can pay for the prisons.
we already paid for the prisons, damn it.
Well, we get the money back then.
That's why it should be on public access. We already pay
Oh.
for all of this.
That's a good point. By the way. That's a very good point, Dave. That's a very good point.
Come on.
That's great.
I'll just take 2 cents more a year and give them all guns. I'll pay for the guns too. Fuck it. The cameras are there.
Listen, if you get caught touching kids, you get to go to prison with a bunch of crazy people with guns. There you go.
There you go.
You're all locked up.
You're dead.
Have at it.
Yeah, you don't go to prison unless you did something really bad. I mean, turn it into Escape from New York. Come on.
Oh, great movie,
And,
by the way.
and you don't want to go to prison because then it's actually really bad.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like you go have a good time.
Yeah, it's not 3 hots in a cot and
Exactly.
learning how to be a better criminal and working out all day and
Watching cable.
yeah.
Let me work out all day, get big and strong, and make a whole bunch of good connections.
Yeah.
So when I get out, I'm even more of a badass.
Yeah, hang out with people that have been doing all this for years and get their wisdom and insight into how to do
Yeah.
this.
Last story, then we'll call it. I got one more thing because we were driving up to Tallahassee and I stopped at the 7-Eleven, and there was a sign on the front counter of the 7-Eleven that said that EBT cards are no longer to this, right? So I got into the discussion on this with the lady that worked at the 7-Eleven, and
wow.
she used a very similar excuse. She said, "Well, what about the people that there's no way that they have access to a grocery store, and and the only place they have access to is a convenience store? Would you allow them to do that?" And I go, "Let me ask you a question. How many people is that out of the people you've seen?" Now, she lived in Hudson, which is kind of there's not really a whole lot of grocery stores around there, right? And the one was like, 2 out of, I'm like 2 out of 1,000 maybe. She's like, yeah, 2 out of 1,000. I'm like, all right. It was just funny though, because what that does, by the way, what it has done, we have way more convenience stores now because of that.
Right.
Because that's because I think it's 20% of their businesses in the EBT section. Like it's done via EBT. So that means that 20% of their business is from that. Maybe those people wouldn't have bought the things from there if it wasn't that. So if you think about that, we have 20% more convenience stores than we would normally have because of that program.
Yes.
And who gets all that money? Who runs convenience stores, by the way? I mean, think about it. No. Hold on.
I'm not letting you.
No.
Suck me in there. All right.
No. Who runs convenience stores? Now, I'm not saying it's for this reason. There's a loophole in the law, which is why it's done.
Sure.
It's only done because there's a loophole in the law. Because if you're coming here from a foreign country and you open up a business like this, you don't have to pay taxes for a long time. So what happens is that one family member will come over from the Middle East, run that convenience store for a little while until time is up. They leave, then another family member takes charge of it.
Takes it over.
Then they do it for a couple years until their time is up, and then the next one leaves and the next one does it. Only because they never have to pay taxes then. So your tax money is going to buying something that's being sold by people that don't pay any taxes. Ain't that a bitch?
Who are super rich.
I mean, I'm not arguing the merits or dismerits of EBT. I'm arguing that this is exactly, and that's not racist to say that. That's what's happening. It's the truth. Again, that's just what they've made the rules like this.
they set it up that way.
Yeah, because if you're the guy that lives here, you can't do the convenience store.
You can't.
Because you
Yeah.
can't beat the guy that doesn't have to pay any taxes.
Well, you can't even buy a convenience store. Me and my brother, we looked into it because they're all over. You can find them online for sale. You go to buy them and you want to go get a loan. Say you guys selling a 7-Eleven or whatever, and he say, all right, my convenience store, I'm selling it for $400,000. You go to get a loan for $400,000. Well, anyone that's going to give you a loan, any bank, any financial institution, well, they out how much this business is worth.
Yeah.
And every single one, and went to about 50 of them that we saw all around Tampa Bay area. Every single one of them had the POS system, and then they had a cash drawer. And the cash drawer was all cash, and the POS system ran everything else. And no one could substantiate their sales to say that their volume was worth $400,000 loan or $250,000 loan. You couldn't buy one if you wanted to. You had to wait because they're waiting for a family member to come over and take it over. You can't buy it if you wanted to, and there's none of them keep accurate records. And it was like 50 out of 50. And I even had a broker helping me try to buy one, and you just couldn't buy one unless you had the cash up front and you were willing to blow, $300,000 on something that a convenience store. If you were going to look for an investment, it'd probably be bigger than that.
Yeah, but you pay taxes, it'd be cost prohibitive. Except for the guys coming over. And again, look, the government set the rule up. It's just the weirdest friggin' rule.
More power to them. Take advantage of the system.
They come over here. It's almost like they're people watching for years. That's what they're doing. They're people watching. Think about it. When you go, what do you say? Pack my lights, special blends in a box. I mean, you say maybe get camel lights in a box, and a Mountain Dew.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew chip.
I was at the Hess in Newport Richey, right across, right by Main Street, and there was a guy that was coming in that was trying to be like the super mathematician on using so much money on the EBT card to buy and this was this really kind of irked me, by the way. This dude bought 2-liter Mountain Dews for him and his girl because they both served different things, and for the kid, they got this little cup of chocolate milk. You didn't even buy a good sized milk that you could have more than once.
Here's a gallon of white milk.
But they buy the 2-liter of Mountain Dew and then a little thing of chocolate milk. It's oh, come on, man. Buy the kid a better chocolate milk than that. Now it was Nesquik though.
Oh, it wasn't Yoo-Hoo?
It was not Yoo-Hoo. It was Nesquik.
Even though I love Yoo-Hoo. But
I have no problems with Yoo-Hoo, but Nesquik
it's real milk.
It's a good time though.
It's kind of like real milk.
It's a little bit. I mean, I'm sure they've done something.
Can I give you a little perspective, Alex, and maybe help you from getting pissed off when you see other people buying shit at a store?
You got to remember, though, I haven't said anything like that.
They may have already bought milk at the grocery store.
Yeah, but if you did that, then you don't need the other thing.
They were buying him a milk for the trip to shut him up because he's back in the car going, I want a chocolate milk.
Don't bring his ass to the store. But to watch the combination of cash and this thing, because it's like you know how you get two piles right there, right? And it's almost like you're playing like a game show to get as many things on this pile as possible, and you keep we'll move this over here, move this over here.
It's like 3-card Monty with a debit card and an EBT card.
He swipes it.
Discover card.
It happened 4 times. He would do the first time. Guy swipe it. Go, no, you can't do that. He's looking. He's like, all right. I'll move this over here. Move this over here. Move this over here. All right, try it here. No, it didn't work. Damn it. All right. Okay, we'll move this back here. Move this over here. Move this over here. Meanwhile, the line is 6 long. The line's 6 long. We're all watching this.
It's like, I'm can I get the 2 for $1 banana and just leave my $1 here?
Yeah. Finally, he got it done, and I was like, oh, thank God. And that part I didn't even keep to myself. I was like, oh, thank God.
That was out loud.
I'm trying to go home at this point. I driving from up north going down south, trying to hit the house. I'm almost there. I know it's close.
I got a Slim Jim and a Mountain Dew and a pack of cigarettes. That's all
Damn it!
Let me get through here, please.
Then I went to one place in the middle of Florida today. They said no EBT card at all. You guys don't have it? No. Well, why not? I think he was asking because he thought I was asking for it. I'm like, why don't you have it? He's like, we just don't have the system for that. It was middle of Florida.
Middle of Florida.
It was up 19, which is a fun road. You ever take 19 up north?
No.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
It is.
That's why. That's why I don't need to do it for myself.
So many businesses are closed. It's so funny.
Oh, it's everything is shut down.
Yeah.
The interstate system destroyed the highway system and all the highways.
When I go to Tallahassee, though, I take 19 most of the time. I like doing that drive, even though I hit the wrong set of red lights today, though. Oh.
19, it wasn't like that when I first moved here in '96. 19, but when they put that overpass in, they put it up. All those businesses went out.
Yep.
That's what's happened across the country. That's what that Disney movie Cars was inspired by, because Route 66 is dying. I mean, it was this, American
creative destruction.
No, I mean the interstate system is destroying what was built around the highways.
Well, people wanting to get there quicker is what destroyed it in reality.
Yeah.
Stop using.
Well, you don't have to stop for gas all the time, and you don't have to.
Who built the roads?
Well, who's going to build the roads? Federal government coming.
Who's going to kill the small towns with their giant highways?
They have totally done it. Yep, and they've totally done it. You know, in a way, I'm kind of surprised that they destroyed small towns like that because you think it would be easier to get back and forth, that you'd be willing to live further away. But not really.
Well, all that happens is they just don't put an exit at your town, and your town dies.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's what happened in 19. I mean, all the way from like that Clearwater area, like Gulf to Bay, when you started going north, there was all kinds of stuff up there and now it's just that overpass that they put in. If you can shut down a damn McDonald's,
Yeah.
you've shut it down. That McDonald's on Sunset, I even worked at that McDonald's on Sunset Point, and shut down. If you
That
can
building ain't even there anymore.
did they tear it down?
They tore that building down.
If you can shut down a McDonald's, nothing's going to stay open.
That's like, and that has like a 98% success rate, isn't it? Or even crazier number than that, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
you'll
it's
never
a,
see McDonald's closed.
It's a nuts number. Yeah.
The only time McDonald's closed is because they're going to tear it down and build a bigger one.
Yep.
With a playland.
Let me get the Playland. You know, when I was at the Playland one time, I was talking to this guy, and it turned out to be the Loch Ness Monster. Asked me for $3.50. Damn it, woman! I tell you, don't give me a Happy Meal. Sorry. Thank you. It's about time. You're the only one that you have the control of the show when it
I was
ends.
enjoying the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. We went 15 minutes over.
All right, so studio line 1-800-525-4032. Off the rails, the speakeasy of your Wednesday nights. We'll see you next week.